another one. Did he tag David as well through the smoke? Oh, what the hell is happening?
He just absolutely annihilates Max. Max was trying to sneak in as well. That's the secondary off we've seen. As he gets more aggressive, David's going to smoke that off. No way he wants to go for the off. No way he's going to push the off. He just wants the off. They're going to hear that, but he gets it out of harm's way. Searson nearly had a chance to fire again above the smoke. He's looking for the damage, is he not? Oh my goodness.
He got one kill through this. I wonder if he actually saw Max. He kills Buddha on the cross. The second one is through smoke, and he tags David as well. What a disgusting round from Searson so far.
Yeah, massive ADR on this one.
It's David as well.
QZ just waiting. Sliver gap flashed in, fires too soon. They're going to chase him to spawn. He's stuck against the firebox, can't escape. Oh, they saw the drop as well. Saw the drop, and Kiddo goes back out. DGT falls, and David 7-7, op in his hands, but 46 seconds.
9Z really wanted to challenge mid this round, and they get punished for it in every sense. And they have no money.
None. And not only that, all 5 alive currently for Big, and they're building up the bank yet again. And we know how much harder it is for the CTs to work back in that situation. David does take down Quito. So that gives away his position. And they can justify the hunt right now, so they will. You've got a player at long already, Searson. He's not going to overcommit to the push, but he waits for the angle, and David walks straight to him. So 6-5 and no money for 9Z. This could be a tie game in the next round.
What a round. I want to see all those kills from Searson again. Show him to me one more time. Put him on loot. Here's the pick on the cross. That's a great shot on the Buddha. This one sees absolutely nothing, grabs Max in the brain.
So where did the damage come on David there? Because he didn't actually hit it on any of those 2 shots.
There was another shot. There was another shot before he killed Max. There was a shot we didn't see in the replay.
I didn't think he shot at David, who crossed first though. So maybe
I think he just got killed spamming into the smoke. I think he just got tagged. It's just freakish. Searson has a kill and 2 tags on the cross so far in this game, and he had, what, 3, I think, on yesterday on Sicko versus Greyhound.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was wrecking Sicko.
Yeah, he's nailing this cross shot.
2 out of 3 rounds, he was absolutely smoked down to like mid HP every time he had to go defend B.
Yeah, put $1 in the kitty for each one of those. David's going to move up.
Kitty or a piggy?
Either one works.
Porcelain pig. It's classic. So they'll set it long, Big. Let's see the execution coming through. There's no one actually there. They've gone for mid-aggression. They're actually all the way to T-spawn. They've already cleared the tunnels. They know it's A, but what's the play? I mean, they've just got the USPs and a single P250 to work with.
Yeah, your real play is the fact that you just kind of crunched Upper Dark and have all the information. You're hoping the engagement occurs there where you have the bodies, and now it's, not really a whole lot to do. Lining up to maybe get some kills on an exit, but Big is not going to have to actually escape that far. So 6th round for Big. They tie things up with a free A bomb site. We saw this yesterday as well on Dust 2. Some early obstacles for Big that they eventually overcame. And they've done the same thing here. It was 6 rounds straight for 9Z's defense, and Big has responded by taking away the money and rattling off 3 straight of their own. Importantly as well, there's not going to be an AWP in the next round for 9Z. NQZ has had that pretty much whenever he's wanted during that stretch. They even switched into a double op setup with Max that wasn't very impactful, but now that option is taken away from him.
Wanting an exit kill desperately. All 10 players are going to stay alive. Not even any HP lost.
Yep.
Now the base from the bomb, but that's, a rarity in Counter-Strike. That game, as we said. Building up more bank, though, on the T side is Big. 10K now for Sid. 88 for Searson. They've got a ton to work with on round 13. Speed running the take on the A side. Yeah, this is what happens when we don't have any kill highlights, guys, okay? So please, go kill.
Timeout used, first one for 9Z. At this point in the previous game on Nuke, 9Z had no timeouts remaining.
That's true.
So this is quite a luxury for them.
Guppy always looks so intimidating when he's like
He always looks worried. I feel bad watching this sometimes. I'm just like, Guppy looks...
What are you doing? Stop doing that. Change what you're doing and do it right, okay?
Like scared.
Or you're going on timeout. And by timeout, I mean the academy team, Jason, okay? Do you want to go to the academy team? Do you want?
I would love to.
All right, don't leave that bomb in mid next time then. You would love to, yeah.
I will demote you so
for you,
fast.
that would be as good as it gets in your career these days.
Yeah, probably.
As a player.
That'd be better than ever I could even expect at this point. Round 13, 3 rounds remaining in this opening half of Dust 2. This is Big's map pick and 9Z trying to stay alive in the series. And Big trying to qualify for the Legend stage off a victory here on Dust 2.
Keto, long, huge from him to take down 3. Cut out NQZ, re-peeking it as well, and Buddha and Max with rifles, but no chance in this one, removed from the A site already.
Well, that's flat, and that's a change of pace. Big take that a lot quicker, I think, than 9Z expected and what they've experienced so far in this game. A disgusting sequence from Keto. Triple kill, and the round is done. 9Z haven't even been able to fight really in the last 2 rounds, so this is a little bit of a bummer. They finally get guns back in their hands, and it's just demolished. No chance.
No, absolutely not. This is the Bigs turned this around. I mean, it looked so solid for a while, but the biggest aspect of that was the economy, and it's not a problem anymore. Big know they can be aggressive. They know they can afford to take these duels. Max will get one more, but he's locked inside of the cubby. The one saving grace is that Buddha's able to come out, but he can't save. He can only trade, and it's just he remaining, and they know where he is, so they want to get this gun down as well, and they will. 7-6, Big take back the lead, and they take all the rifles in doing so.
There's a few Big fans in the crowd. Seen the flag a number of times, now his shirt. Look at this from Keto, perfect flashbang. 9Z trying to get aggressive, but just demolished by utility. Had to huddle up and try and be safe along the wall, and that's not the case. And look at Gabi, not looking worried now. He's hyped up at this point. Some powerful fist pumping. And Searson's gonna take that deep angle again. But the deep smoke makes him worried for aggression. Only pistols for 9Z. Double nade in towards the double doors doesn't do a whole lot of work.
Sin coming at from long. Max already back out toward Catwalk again. They concede long for now 2 straight rounds. And the play is to try and get information and get aggressive, but unfortunately they just don't have the arsenal and the weapons to do so. So clean take again for Big potentially. Now they're going to rotate back. The Deagles could see above the smokes. They're even going to send one over toward Goose, try and slide Max and DGT back into a better position. Elevator boost is still a potential opportunity for them as Max can be the one they boost up, but he goes down. Tabson back in the corner by Carr, can see above the smoke. That's why he positioned himself there to watch for that exact situation so that the bomb doesn't get caught off on the site. That Carr's fragile, but Tabson's strong enough to keep going with the M4, and the bomb will be planted on the site now by Sin. Swing it as well. Swing it, spray it. Not working out yet, but now he'll take down David. So 8-6 now for Big.
Quite a rebuttal, 5 in a row.
She's making a lot of friends out there, I will say that, you know?
But she's got another guy in his shirt. She's converting him slowly but surely, one by one.
Are we matchmaking in Brazil?
Yeah, perhaps.
You know? The shirt and the flag?
Yeah.
A children's book by Sadokist and Moses.
3rd timeout used by Big. We talked about this yesterday, too. There was a timeout taken in round 14. Once again, Big is using a 3rd timeout right at the end for just a single round left in the half. But Gabi obviously wanted to talk things over. Once that 9th round, they've at least got a lead going into the 2nd half. One final chance for NZ. They've gone back into the double up setup. Max and NQZ. Let's see if they can get this crowd a little bit hyped up to head into halftime. Oh, it's a coffin.
Yeah, it's Astralis.
Appropriate.
They got to the major one way or another.
Yeah, they have arrived. To the stars.
23 by 84. No, 28 by 40. 84 by 23, I think is the coffin. I was trying to think of a shipping joke about, you know.
Okay.
But it's kind of, I need to remember the numbers first next time, so I'll go back to studying for that one. Searson, good opener again. That AWP continues to menace 9Z at mid. This time it's Catwalk.
And he's done that. He's done that little boost up and peek from behind the boxes towards Catwalk like 3 or 4 times throughout this half, and I think it's finally rewarded. That's the first time we've seen the kill from it. But
it's kind of become a default, right? Like you peek through middle, you need the boost from Suicide to do it. So if you've got a booster there and you don't see anyone, you might as well go, all right, let's just check Cat while we're here.
Yeah,
the timing is usually about there anyway, unless they get the boost from boxes out of CT. You're probably going to spot them at around the same time.
Team Molotov. Keto's confident it's not going to spread, but he's forced into a fight because of it. A fight that he wins, and the follow-up. Such precision.
Just Buddha and Max then to close out the half. Or try and get another at least for 9Z. 8-6 currently.
Oh my lord, Keto's just flexing on him at this point.
Haven't won a pistol yet in this series either. They're going to need one in the next. Keto is flexing, but Buddha goes aggressive. Crimbo's going to shut him down. 12th kill for him. Everybody's tightly grouped for kills. 12 the highest, 10 the lowest on Big. So everyone getting shots and contributions in this, all onto Max, AWP, and a 1-on-5. So we know the situation, or at least the score line of how this went. We may not know the situation of how, because he might get 1 kill as he finds Keto peeking, but that gives away exactly where he is. And there is a player waiting in mid. Searson with an angle, and he is the one with the kill.
9-6 is the half for Big. A good recovery. 6 straight rounds to close out the opening half. It's their map pick, and they can see the Legend stage in sight. We'll see if they can get there.
Bueno, regresamos. Quedado 9C 6-9. Ganando en esta primera mitad del segundo mapa Big. Así que nada. Vamos a prender la cam. Ahí estamos.
The utility required will be 2 smokes, 2 future pros. The utility required will be 2 smokes and 1 optional flash for this take. Future pro number 1. To throw your smoke, you'll need to line up with this metal bracket. Then find
Vamos a tener un rato. ¿Qué fue, gente? ¿Qué fue? Ahí viene Lonchi. Vamos a bien a ayudar al stream de los comentarios, gente. Chévere. Entonces me voy para evitar que el pick de larga lo tenga visible. Se moquea el pick de larga. O sea, pop flash. Y se puede entrar. El smoke cae exactamente pegado. Ah, mira, el segundo no lo sabía. El segundo creo que es de más atrás del poste. Si no me acuerdo la referencia. OG versus IHS. Van bien parejos, Vamos a ver la tabla. Ok, vamos a ver la tabla. Vamos a ver la tabla un toque. Va, ok, estamos bien. Furia está a las 4 de la tarde a jugar contra Game Lord. Big está jugando ahorita, está ganando. Nice. Fnatic contra Outsiders. Fnatic, yo le voy a Fnatic definitivamente. 9C versus Big. Obvio, Big va a quedar arriba, 9C va a bajar. Y supuestamente aquí... Supuestamente... Aquí pierde... Debería subir OG. A las 4 juega contra Evil Genius. Vitality... Acá le voy a Vitality. Vitality también sube a la tabla, pero... Es... Zero Nation ya no juega. Imperial. Vamos a Lunchi. Hola Lunchi, ¿qué tal?
Hola papi, ¿qué tal?
Hey.
Stream matchup, IHC and OG, and 2 OGs giving you the commentary on that one, Harry and Hugo.
Le hacemos con el flash de Senso News. ¿Qué fue Sam? Te voy a subir el volumen, Lonchi, porque te escucho un poco.
Well, let's see if they can do a mirror, a deja vu from yesterday. It was 6 in a row for 9Z, just like Greyhound had, and then 6 straight for Big. So they can actually just run this all the way back and take the map immediately. CT side pistol. All 5 players for 9Z in upper dark, and they're going to execute, but there's going to be 3 defenders here. Crimbo's just rotating over. This is going to be a staunch defense.
Staunch and stout. Haas and Steamy with the flames going down to the back of the site. That forces Kiddo forward. He's taken out Crimbo. Manages one, but Ball's also it's Sin that needs to get back into the equation. He's good for it. That'll allow the aggro, and Searson and Tapson are able to walk in as a result.
Punto 10 para la escuadra de Big.
Initial kills from Big hid the position of Sin.
Haciendo la pistol run.
Expected a third player to be inside the bomb site at the car. Both defenders had already showed themselves with a single kill. That allows Sin to grab one more and buys time for Big to rotate over. They converge at the point of attack and everyone gets involved in the action. Beautiful pistol round from Big. Now 7
¿Qué transmites?
90 versus Big.
No, pero puedes transmitir lo que ves por acá. Porque si yo veo, voy a estar desfasado contigo.
Ya. Dame un toque.
Entonces hago esto y... no te mando para arriba.
Pantalla 1. Hasta que lo vas a ver en HD, loco.
Está bien, pelado, está bien, así es.
Desde
Así es como debe ser.
Desde la fuente.
Glass cannon for NQZ.
Sarcastic thumbs up and smile because this is looking pretty grim right now for 9-2.
You gotta put the mask on. You gotta hide the pain.
Hola papi, ¿cómo estás?
Bien.
If they go on to lose Dust 2,
Regresando de hacer unos trámites, hasta que me vine de frente a prender stream.
also remember, as we've highlighted and as you all well know, there's
Ahí está, ya te vi, ya vi tu carita.
games that'll be coming up tomorrow.
No saco mucho delay el stream, ¿no? 30 segundos de diferencia. Prox. De 30 a 15 segundos.
Uy, perdón, ¿y a dónde es? ¿Abajo? ¿Arriba? Yeah.
His perspective is perfect for the CT side. We threw it out.
9Z have to be very careful with their decisions on where they want to attack towards
No.
the end of this round. They've only got 2 flashbangs, so for instance, if they want to attack up Catwalk, 2 flashbangs to force the scout off of Long would be tough, and you're probably going to want to use one perhaps to...
Habilita la flash. Habilita la flash.
Max just trying to bait out a shot with the barrel showing Crimbo's close up. He never
Nice.
expected it. Now going to get aggressive, and QZ's ready. But they've taken so much utility
Yep,
damage.
no sé.
The nades rain in, force everyone back, and force that to be a very painful piece of map to take.
Chance in this now. Kiddo falling down. They have the man advantage. MQC's low, but he's got the AWP. The 2 kills that have given...
Ni siquiera entré por la puerta de Cat hacia la zona de A, mientras que el equipo de Big va rotando por la zona de B.
Ahí te cuento cómo es, manito.
¿Cómo?
Ahí te cuento cómo es, porque más que locutar lo que tienes que hacer es meterle eso al nailing.
Son cositas que faltan, pues loco. Va aprendiendo uno.
Pasa que no estás casteando, pues.
Claro.
Castear es locución. Como no hay locución, es full análisis. Ta madre. Pero ahorita no estoy viendo, espérate, dame un segundo. Ya termino esta vaina. Retransmisión. 11-6. 11-7.
11-7 para... Sí, para Nancy. Punto para Nancy.
Ah, pues está jugando bien safe, Big.
Sí, quedaban 4 contra 3 y aún así rotaron los de A para el side de B. A guardar. A guardar armas.
Pero porque, ¿cuál es el backbone? Eso es lo que tienes que ver ahí. ¿Cuántas rutas faltaban para el back bonus de 4? ¿Cuánta plata tenían? A ver. Searson top fragger. Y al otro lado está más parejo. Ayer en Ecosetas, ayer o antes de ayer se sacó el nabo con el sniper, loco.
¿Qué va a hacer?
De verdad, juego de puta madre. Es el único brasilero del equipo de 9Z. En Ecuseta. David también ¿has visto? Se hicieron dos clutch de Mirage, se hicieron virales de David.
No, no los he visto, no los he visto.
Buenos, ahí están publicados aquí en el grupo. Chéveres. Ay, me caí.
With another round in succession because Big's immediately going out to save.
There it is, Max. Start getting your mojo back. It's been a tough series. That's a great double kill. And very assertive, even with utility in his face, realizing we need to get into this bomb site before that smoke plumes. We can't get locked out at this point. Nice aggressive play.
Puedo ver que la temática de 9C ahorita lo que están planteando está haciendo mucho efecto contra Big, ¿no? El tema de hacer el fake de querer entrar por un sitio y jalar la mira y poder distraer a los compañeros. Por ejemplo, ahorita lo que acaban de hacer entrando por la zona de medio.
Claro, pero... Oye, pero yo creo que, mira, el 9Z hace el comeback, ¿ah?
Se ha ordenado más.
Bien.
So far, I know the hotel, they've got flags draping off their balconies from the rooms. Nice.
Creo que vamos a ver un nuke como último mapa.
Well, you gotta have a room that's actually decent. You know, they've gotta like you enough to give you a view. Yeah. You're not gonna see it looking out the back.
They gave you the suite, huh?
I'm always sweet.
Ooh, here's a chance.
Uy, ¿la hace?
Mira, ¿viste esa flash? ¿Viste esa flash?
Claro.
Sensual esa flash.
Mira, ahorita explotan en B, ¿ah? No el fake, pero ya no tiene control de medio, ya fue ya.
Depende de NQZ.
Pasa que 9Z como buen equipo latino trata de ir al PE. O sea,
Sí.
trata de conseguir la primera fricción, el espacio. Al no conseguirla, trata de holdear y no somos pues, europeos. No manejamos el tema de los timings como los europeos. Le pasó también ayer a Furia. A Furia también le pasó bastante.
Mira, pala. Ese fue el problema.
El Kaiser.
Era para que entran en una.
Claro, holdearon mucho y no han causado efecto en tema de bajas. A excepción de los trade kill que han concretado ahorita.
Claro. Si tenían a alguien en el medio que controle un poco la zona, chévere holdeas, pero no tenían a nadie.
Ahora sí puedo verlo tranquilo. Ah, ya, ok. Ya, ok, ya sé que eres esto. Tú y... No, tú. Eso. ¿Toca volumen tu transmisión?
Sí.
En la transmisión sí, en el Discord no.
La de Discord no.
Uy, ¿qué le hizo Max? Max también ha estado pegando horrible, loco. Max y NQZ han estado on fire en general. Pero el equipo de 9Z es bien compacto. Si bien es cierto, por algunos momentos se disparan Max y NQZ, después los demás empiezan a equiparar en cuanto a aporte al equipo. Mira la rotación de Big, full lectura, loco. Mira, y solo son 3, ¿eh?
Ajá.
Esa molly va a hacer daño, esa molly es milagrosa. Eso, y ahí está la molly. La molly, hay que tirarla, loco, que te meten. Mira, y no se apura Tapsen, mira. Ahí está la molly. Si no mata el de ventana ahorita,
No lo va a matar, claro, se va a meter en una.
Va a rotar para.
Oh, and now this position. He's taking a big risk that no one's going to peek behind him.
Ya,
But
ahora
he
sí
can
va a
cut off
meter el de
rotations and
ventana.
big.
Tiene que entrar de larga.
Tabson just missed the chance to spot the man inside the smoke, but
Está,
he's
se
going
le
to walk
cayó otro
directly to
en...
NQZ, and now they realize why they've been
Pero
figured
no,
out,
vas a
why they've
lanzar,
been
tiene que
found.
picar
But they have not found
atrás en B.
Crimbo, the only player on the
Only
side.
two people here, though.
Two people, and they're going quickly, which means he has a chance to spray them both down.
Ya está.
They spread out enough. That's key.
Abrieron el side con un trade kill bien,
You don't want to bait your team
bien
into a long
posicionado.
trade, but if you're too close together, you also walk into the crosshairs. So by
Eso es lo bueno de
spreading
los
that one out, they'll
blockers,
get the kill
weón. Te pueden
required,
hacer toda la
and it'll be a
partida al
ninth
toque.
round.
Yeah, that was worrying. One player was way back at long with no chance of trading that. One player was in CT spawn as well, so Crimbo could have put a real wrench in that round. Good job from NQZ and Max. I like, again, we saw the assertive play from Max in the mid to be split into the B bomb
No
site.
se lo esperó
Now we see
para
it from
nada,
NQZ, who's like, yeah, this smoke plumes, and I don't see anything, but I already just spotted your legs jumping across middle. I know I have an opening to take. And
Claro,
that's
al
the
no
kind
ver
of
salto,
confidence that we
el
wanted to see
primer
out of
call
9Z
es
throughout
cuidado
this
fondo,
challenger
cuidado acá.
stage.
Mira, se edita y viene el
That's
flash
going to
del
start
medio.
building up. Big is going to have to fight for
Bueno,
this
esto se
victory.
complica.
Max knows he's in a bit of trouble here.
Ahí está.
Can't get the shots, he's running out of ammo. Now he's getting them down, but he's got to switch guns. Fortunately for him.
No puedes fallar la primera bala.
But they actually lose quite a few.
No.
This isn't
Hacen ya
off.
fue ya.
This is NQZ's off. He goes to the pistol.
Nice.
The pocket op as they
Bien remontada ese fallo de los 3 disparos con AP. Muy bien remontada con esa pista.
Ah, no, la tensión que debes tener ahí con la gente enfrente, loco.
Sobre todo más si sabes que la gente está gritando tu nombre. ¿Te imaginas la presión emocional que tienes encima?
Finally, 9Z has given this crowd a reason to be on its feet. A reason to get loud here in Rio. And David gonna be aggressive. He spots one, blinded, almost gets it blind, and very narrowly gets behind the blue bin.
How did he get alive with that much HP? He knows the Molotov's coming, the incendiary, immediately smokes it out. They put a second one in that allows him to cross, because his was going to have a gap based on how it had to bloom on top of the flames, and Taps desperate to try and do damage. David's going to wait this. He wants them to think he's gone, but he isn't. Okay, so now he's sneaking out. He's going to go before that smoke does completely dissipate, and he loses his chance. Gray screen!
Muy bien timeado, David.
As he does so.
Yeah, Crimo never expected that. Not in a million years was he going to be ready for that fight.
La paciencia es una virtud, dicen.
David.
Sí, pero que acá ya hay mucha.
Sin behind the smoke.
Porque en esa presión larga se
MP9
hubieran
in
tomado.
hand.
Puta, cato medio. Pues.
9Z starting to find some solid openings. Starting to have
Lo que no
advantageous
tenemos mucho los
situations.
equipos latinos, que sí tienen mucho los equipos europeos, es el tema del manejo de eso, de la trigger discipline. Cuando los Luminosity, que después fueron SK, es decir, Fallen, Colsera, ellos se fueron a Europa y ya eran parte de la organización de SK y todo, cambiaron su juego y les costó mucho adaptarse a tener que manejar timing. O sea, la novedad, que fue por lo que ganaron, es que ellos eran lo que ahora es Furia, ¿no? Como Arti.
Claro.
Es que de pronto se te cruzan el smoke, que no te esperes ese tipo de jugadas, pues, ¿no? Más de respeto, más osadas. Ya, eso fue lo que les permitió dar la sorpresa y estar buen tiempo arriba. Pero cuando ya eran leídos y ya los equipos europeos empezaron, o sea, sabían que esas cosas podían pasar, dejaron de tener esa sorpresa y los latinos tuvieron que empezar a adaptarse a incluir juegos pausados, no estrategias donde atacadas al segundo 35, 30. Y es un muy buen punto, loco. Bien cerrado. Y eso fue lo que le sumaron a su juego. Entonces empezaron a presentar un juego que es el que ahora tiene Furia, ¿no? O el que tiene 9Z. Que van al inicio, te tratan en el choque de desgastarte lo más posible y de ahí regresan y se quedan holdeando 20-30 segundos para en el segundo 50 nuevamente construir. Pero es algo que todavía tiene que madurar para el juego de 9Z.
Y lo bueno, o sea,
Mira cómo lo grita, loco.
Sí, pero
La emoción, mi brother, la emoción.
Es que saben que eso los dejaba sin plata, pues mira.
Los han mandado nuevamente a Echo. Es la segunda Echo pasándose una ronda. Se han pasado una. Ha sido Echo, le han ganado,
Bui, Echo.
han mandado a Bui, Echo, exacto. Y lo sabe, 9Z.
no, y lo bueno de hacer las rondas largas es que los desgastas demasiado al City con las utilerías. Pasan 3-4 rondas haciendo eso y a GG la economía.
Por ejemplo, eso en la season, hasta en Intermediate. ¿Ves eso? Que sobre el minuto 10, minuto 15 de ronda por jugarse todavía ya no hay utilitarias. Tú ves la Open y en el inicio nomás, igual como un matchmaking.
Claro.
Sobre los 20-30 segundos ya no hay utilitarias.
Jugamos más al choque cuando es un matchmaking.
Y saber guardar las utilitarias, es que es otro tipo, es otra huevada, pues, ¿no? La competencia es otra historia.
Mamá de Brasil, hija de dónde es, mano.
Tactical timeout from 9Z.
Interesting. They're
Europea.
giving some time to talk things over, a little bit of time to calm things down and breathe.
This was something that we talked about with
Timeout
Katie and Chad and I.
de 9Z, ¿no? Sí, su primer timeout.
During one of those segments where he decided to join us, and he said
Paciencia, muchachos,
Tienen que cambiar el
paciencia.
ritmo, pues.
Claro,
Algo que no se
exacto.
espera.
He did say the time to do it is if they're struggling and out of timeouts on the CT side. That's when you don't want to give them a chance to talk because the economy is harder to deal with. It can be much more frantic, and you kind of just want to attack with momentum. So you are right. This does give Big an extra chance to chat things over.
And Big used 3 timeouts in the first half, so this is a huge benefit.
Fácil toman cat o toman medio rápido. Porque hasta ahora lo han estado jugando lento. Saben que están poniendo presión larga. A la Fine, ¿se van a pelear larga?
Ya lo tiene. No, en el cosito te cayó el flash en la jeta, brother.
Confirmo.
Ya, mira las utilidades de Big. Y mira, estamos en 1 minuto 30. Vamos a ver cuánto le duran así, ¿ya?
3 molos.
Los 4 flashes.
Chalalora. No, un par de
Los
segundos.
smokes.
Mira, la paciencia de 9Z ya también. Ya se nota que 9Z ya está jugando en otro circuito, mira.
Claro.
Se toman las cosas con más calma. O sea, no dejan de ir hacia adelante, pero saben hacer pausas, pucha, en el mid game importante. La cagaste, Searson, ahí.
That defensive smoke, that might ruin things. That might cause 9Z to change an audible to plan B.
Ahí está David, el que se hizo los 2 clutches en Mirage. Buenos, brother. 1 contra 3. Contra
La idea de
Mouse.
9Z mano era separarlos. Pero mira, pues. Prácticamente hay 3 en A ahorita.
3-2, pues. Solamente han logrado dividir el medio. Mira el de Kaiser, ahí está el Tapson desde abajo.
Listo, ya está ya.
No, míralo.
No.
Nice. No tenía ni idea.
Ya.
La bomba está para CT.
No, se cayó. Cagando.
No. El Kaiser, todo.
Tiene que tirarse el otro pata porque el tiempo.
1 contra 1, uy, Max.
Ah, no, el tiempo, pues loco.
Ya fue.
Esa
Vale,
ronda era.
Eso es por caminar muy cerca al borde, pero huevón.
Buscó la bomba, buscó la
El kill.
claro,
El
exacto.
kill
Buscó
de
la
Tapson,
bajada.
porque Tapson estaba abajo. Y ahí la cagaron. Bien, Max, se coló bonito.
No, no era el tap. Ah, sí.
Tapson era el que estaba en CT, pues todo
Sí,
el rato estuvo
sí,
CT,
sí.
estuvo jalando y ya, enganchó la C4. No chocó. Ahora, igual Big no tiene plata, ahí donde pierde esta ronda, que está con low buy.
El dejaste, pelota.
9Z tiene para afrontar. Depende, si planta tiene una ronda tranquila de buy. Con sniper todavía.
Confirmo. Por
Si Big
puto.
se va, se va Echo. Y podríamos ver 14-13 hasta 15-13.
15-13, un overtime tal vez.
¿Crees? ¿Cómo quedó el primer mapa?
Ganó Big.
Pero ¿cómo?
Puntuación no lo vi. No lo he visto.
Ah, loco, pucha, tienes que estar ahí con todas las pestañas en los 6 televisores, ahí tienes que tener toda la data, como dice, ¿no?
Próximamente.
¿Cómo crees que es esta chamba? La chamba es así. Antes de un partido de la Liga ESL, mira, cuando... De la Liga ESL, de la Liga regular, o sea, nosotros entrábamos y nos poníamos a ver qué partido vamos a transmitir ya, contra quiénes se han enfrentado ya, cómo quedaron esos matches, ya quién fue teníamos puta, la mayor cantidad de data posible y la íbamos soltando, así como cuando ves un partido de fútbol, pues, que te dicen.
Es la info, pues.
Ajá. O sea, info ya no necesariamente del mismo partido, sino de los equipos que enfrentaron, quién quedó top fragger.
No.
¿Cuál es la tendencia?
Ajá. Mira, a Tapson le gusta cubrir de ahí, loco.
Mira. Uy, bien.
Ese scout. Ya, uy, Crimbo, esa era la que tenía que hacer. ¿Que no lo hace 4 atrás? O están cachados los de una vez.
Uy,
Mira,
lo va a plantar con Z, mano.
qué arriesgado, weón. Pero es que,
Sí,
¿sabes? Pero, tienes que confiar en el que el otro te cubra. Es arriesgado, pero es la mejor posición.
No, le hizo el trade kill insta, weón.
¿Cómo
Insta.
ganaron esa ronda, loco? Con ese firepower que tenían.
Estaban bajitos, loco, tenían cuántos, 20,
Pero
30
tienen plata, o sea, el haber plantado les permite comprar tranquilos a ellos. Ahora, el tema es que han guardado 2 armas y si dropean,
Se quedan.
aún así no va a tener buen buy el equipo de Big. Mira, ves, no tenía nada de plata ese huevo. Y que encima el que mató fue Laka, o sea, $100 por kill.
Confirma.
Hmm.
¿No es 300?
No, desde el 1.6 que no es 300.
Ah, 300 es con la escopeta, ¿no?
Con la escopeta son 600 shots con las shotguns.
Shotguns. Ah, entonces corrijo.
Mira,
Ligeras.
¿ves? Mira, una ligera y una fama, ¿ves? Habían 2 que no iban a tener plata. Bien. Tranquilos. No sean huevones, no sean huevones. Entregaron el partido en esta ronda, creo. Con las huevas quisieron cambiar de ritmo. No son un equipo chico, pero de hecho son los Big.
Claro.
Uy, Buda. Uy, papito.
Puede, pero todavía bien difícil.
Pero es puro talento esta ronda nomás.
Confirmo.
No debieron entregar así, Sarro.
Los mandan a Echo.
Una pausita, ya no tienen pausas. Fácil ya
Sí
no.
tienen
Porque no lo
todavía.
usaron, weón. Si estás pensando en irte al overtime, quédate al overtime sin pausas. Pero asegura tu 15-15 primero, qué huevones.
Pegó. A 61 de vida. ¿Qué tiene? Scout, AK y 3 M4.
Ahora partido
está súper
económicamente 9Z. Mira, y aún así, Big, de perder esta ronda, no tendría plata para la que viene.
Creo que se mandan al 15-15. Definitivamente.
Sí, yo la veo bien.
Entra 15-15 y van overtime.
No, está bien crecido el equipo de Big.
Porque
Tiene más firepower que las rondas anteriores. Y el Searson mantiene su scout desde hace rato. Uy, le dieron.
ya mataron uno. El problema es que incluso con las ecos Big ya que le incomoda bastante en el Z.
Sí. Es un equipo incómodo, no de Z. O sea, puede que no te gane todos los matches, pero sí es un equipo que ha crecido un montón. Uy, qué bueno. Bien, Max.
Ya, 5 versus 3, ya está ya.
Tienen que saber que hay
explotar
alguien en el site.
site.
Tienen que saber que hay alguien en el site.
La scout es muy jodida en realidad, ¿no? Es un arma de lejos muy jodida porque te da mucha movilidad y si sabes usarla, pues bajas
Sí,
mucho.
es pesada. Para
Mira,
los
le
secos,
hicieron el site.
quiso asegurar Crimbo para poder tener backup con sus amigos, pero ya le habían... Esperaron justo ese movimiento. Es el movimiento que están esperando. Que salga de site. Salió de site, se movió y entraron. Bien leído. Buen punto. Se viene eco de los...
De Big, sí.
Ya está. Y si no le sale bien, hasta 2 ecos. Y podrían dejar el 15-14, 15-13, 15... No, un eco nomás van a dar.
Van a jugar con ligeras, creo, a la ronda 14.
No creo, fácil un eco, pues, o sea, una cocina y está bien. Porque arriesgarse a...
No, la eco sí la van a dar, pero la siguiente de esta, la otra, van a jugar con ligeras. Van a tener que forzarla para que hagas el punto 16.
Si es que no ganan.
Si es que no ganan la eco.
Yo haría otro eco.
Doble eco, ¿no?
Yo les doy el 14. O sea, el 14 se lo van a dar, ¿no? 15-13, 15-14. No, un eco depende,
creo,
pues.
¿no?
Es que depende. Si matas o quedan 2 vivos con armas, ya no tienes que hacer otra eco. Mira, sin arriesgando, está bien, pero ese es el momento. Es el momento, papi.
Claro,
Sin flash,
porque
sin
no
nada.
tiene arma.
Ahora es algo que debería tener la leyenda.
Max está muy crecido, Max. Definitivamente, Max está muy crecido.
Pero esta tiene ya como 3-4 rondas que te holdea ese pixel, ¿ah? O sea, eso es su default. El default de Max es ir ahí y esperar. Bien. Buen punto. Le quitaron la única arma que tenían y lo obligan a él a estar sin plata para las 2 rondas que quedan.
Exacto.
money is still not pretty. 9Z, even with losses, kept it in a precarious position. And Big is
Uy, se
scraping to get whatever
se
they can
apagaron
for
los
this final
Vija.
round.
Estaban
9Z,
gritando todo y se han
a real
apagado.
good shot at overtime.
Mira, todos ya usan inalámbrico.
Fourth timeout taken,
Claro,
got
eso
B
es
involved
futuro,
in the
pues.
conversation.
Sí, pues.
¿Inalámbrico?
Mouse
Claro.
inalámbrico, los 5 tienen mouse inalámbricos.
¿Qué están con los Logi?
Debe ser.
No sé. Debe ser.
A
De la
ver.
mejor tecnología que hay inalámrico ahorita. O Razer o Logic. Mira, ese sí está con cable.
Oye,
Pero
ese
de
pato,
5.
¿qué fue, mano?
¿Cuál de todos? ¿El que está sin polo?
Que está calato, pero
Tú debes ver el calor que hace ahí, seguro. ¿no?
Estás en Brasil, weón. Estás en Brasil, es obvio que hace calor.
No. Ahorita es, ¿qué es invierno, weón?
Sí,
Porque
no,
estaba
pero
lloviendo.
hablo en el recinto y la gente está
Claro, sí,
saltando con toda la euforia.
Si el man
La
está
verdad
sin
que-
polo, está sudando. Obvio, hace calor.
Ya ves, mira, tan sin plata.
Uy,
Uy, sí.
uy, no.
Con esas armas han sabido hacer más daño que con otras. ¿no?
Mira, un 4 versus 2.
Sí, pero hay dos que están a 30 de vida. ¿no?
Prácticamente
Max
son
es
2 versus 2, porque Max contra el 2 de vida igual te puede hacer un par de bajas, igual. ¿eh?
Cualquiera, con una vida, con una vida. O sea, igual es 4 versus 2. A este nivel no puedes decir que es 2 versus 2. Matchmaking quizás. Pero a este nivel un huevón con una vida te puede hacer la diferencia. Mira Tapsen.
Mira cómo se abrís.
Mira, justo el de 32 de vida lo mata.
Exacto.
Ya está, ya. Overtime.
Ya ves.
A menos que... Ah,
No.
Si no ha pegado con el jaula las últimas 6 rondas, no ha tenido impacto, ahorita lo va a tener.
Nos vamos a overtime. A ver.
ya pues, yo pongo mi corazón en 9Z, loco.
Mira, aunque ya me han cagado la tabla del picking, voy por 9Z. Voy por 9Z.
¿Que te la malogra el piquen? Si es que gana.
Ya se ha malogrado mi picking hace rato. Solamente con 9 seed, si ya está arriba, ya es. Chau. En realidad, me gustaría que Viz gane para que me arregle la tabla, pero igual. Tengo que pasar por Latinoamérica, pues loco.
Me gusta bastante lo que está haciendo 9Z.
Sí, ya tiene otro ritmo de juego. Tiene una mentalidad de juego más europea.
Fuera uno de mis equipos favoritos, pero no está Luken.
Confirmo. ¿Verdad? Luken, ¿por qué ya no está jugando? ¿A dónde se ha ido?
Está que espera nomás que llegue otra oferta.
Ah, no está participando ahorita en ningún equipo, o sea, pro.
No. Quiere estar de Rifler, pues.
Pero todavía no hay cup para lo que quiere, pues. Supongo yo.
No, y pues, él dijo, mire, yo me quedo en 9Z, pero de Rifler. No doy la talla, pues, como WP. Iba a ser una curva de aprendizaje más larga. Y ya.
Comienza 9C de Terro. Terminó de Terro y comienza de Terro, ¿verdad?
Sí, overtime, sí.
Ok.
Mira, hablando de Luken, yo creo que no me sorprendería que se vaya a España.
Sí, la verdad que sí.
Si se va a España la rompe. Pero no sé cómo va la escena de allá. Es mucho más grande que acá en la TAM.
Sí,
pero
en España es mucho más grande.
Ya no tiene tanta producción, bueno, tanta presencia en el tier de ahorita.
Es que España ya tiene su propia liga.
Circuito, pues claro.
Entonces,
pero aún así, pues.
No se compara al peso de la Major, pero igual los price pools están creciendo cada año, pues. Por ejemplo, la innovación de Faceit con la FPL para Latam está de puta madre, por ejemplo. Me vacila bastante.
Claro. Puta, y pensar que hoy teníamos el circuito de Movistar, huevón.
Sí, pues.
Pero pi.
Ah, mira, no sabía que 4G era de los administradores de Winding Leash.
¿Quién?
4G. Es de
¿La
Argentina.
cantante?
No, 4G. FO, 4G.
Ah, no lo saco.
Es de la Windingo de Leash, es de Argentina, el circuito argentino.
No lo
¿Qué
saco.
pasa? Perdón, me sumo.
No, estamos hablando de un streamer que, o sea, cuando tú entras a streamer por Twitch, o a ver la SL por Twitch, te salen opciones en diferentes idiomas. Y cuando tú pones en español, te manda al canal de 4G. 4G es un argentino que justo acaba de entrar al Faceit, que es administrador, uno de los administradores de Windingo League de Argentina.
Anda,
No sabía eso.
me estoy nada. Escúchame, a mí me sale ya en el en el 2-0 para Big.
¿Te sale?
What?
Sí, 19-15 me sale. Perdón por el spoiler, pero en HLTV ya me sale 19-15.
A ver cómo se desenvuelve todo eso, mano.
19-15, confirmo.
No te creo.
Mm,
Bueno, ¿ve?
Entonces vamos a cerrar acá. ¡No! Se retiró el anuncio, la concha.
No. No
No,
lo va a colocar.
vamos a arreglar esto. ¿Qué? ¿Qué fue? A ver.
De Fox.
And how unique it is would be an 8 as well.
The background, yeah, I'll give it like a 6 out of 10.
You don't necessarily know who it is. Maybe your signature rating is a little lower.
Yeah, I think 7 maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. So 7 and
yeah.
8. Your Kinder.
No
Looks
está.
like
What?
the Viking runes or something.
That's what I was thinking. Like
a little bit
Norse
like that. Yeah,
runes.
exactly.
I like that. That's a pretty cool design itself. I would give it 9 out of 10.
Oh, I like this one.
Yeah,
I like
como
the
cariñosas
but
triple
the
X.
Y, the
¿Qué?
the first letter
Oh, yeah,
is-
da.
I don't know about that one.
And the background is
Oh, no está. ¿Aló?
6 out of 10.
Bueno, pues algún día ya sabremos cómo terminó ese match.
Within the logo as well, I think it's
No me sale, weón.
like both for me aesthetic and signature would be like 8s, I think.
Ah, ok, ya. Big ganó 2-0. Le ganó el overtime.
Claro, sí, pues.
pues le ganó 4-0. Como 2-0.
Ah, bueno. No,
No, me refiero
cuatro.
por mapas. Por mapas. Le ganó los dos primeros mapas
Por-
Big a
Por
Nancy.
activa.
Sigue 9-7 abajo F. 2-2 y Big sube a la tabla con 3-1. Ahora lo que está 2-30, 1 hora falta. Jugaba Fnatic. ¿Quién más está? Creo que Furia jugaba a las 4 todavía. Moose ya no juega, tampoco Bat. Tenemos a Vitality también contra... Creo que Vitality también sube a la tabla. OG también subió contra IHC. Pues. Acá.
Se va a venir Fnatic, Outsiders. Sí, viene Fnatic.
La ESL, ahí está eso.
Ay, qué cerca, boludo, la puta madre. So close, bro, so
¿Y
close.
entonces qué vas a hacer? ¿Vas a cortar hasta que
No,
comience el próximo?
no. Creo que cortaría. Voy a dejar la música. Y vamos a sacar la IP. No me se me hace raro, no me salía la IP de a donde había entrado para verla el TV.
¿Ni con el estatus?
No.
Qué raro.
Sí. Si no son ni ver ni cosas.
No los quieren mucho, aparte, ¿no?
Está todo negro ahorita. Ahí está, ya saca.
¿Ves? Este IP de steam.tv/sgo.
To protect that bomb planter. He's protected, he's planting on the side of the box as well. He probably could have planted default, but he's worried about the jump up, I'm assuming, but that well overexposed him to that peak exactly.
Sí, Navi, Fake, todos esos son.
Esos son todos amados, claro. Cardigan es full amado también.
Se va a repicar.
¿Me deja entrar?
Claro.
O sea,
Sí, no hay mucho equipo conocido tampoco.
el sábado arranca la Legends. Aparte de Legends, ahí ya se empieza a recontra picar. El único Team BR que queda vivo es Furia, entonces.
Aló, hermano. ¿Qué dices? ¿Que me pagaron a mí? No tengo nada en mi cuenta. A ver. Vale. Voy a verlo ahorita y te transfiero si está. No me cortes. Yo te pongo lo que he visto en mi cuenta ayer, weón. Antes de ayer a lo mucho. Y no tenía plata, te hubiera dicho si no, voy a estar huillando. A ver. Efectivamente. Sí, a ver. Ya. Dime. Ya lo meto. Ahí te lo pongo. En este momento lo estoy poniendo. Ahí te paso tu depósito también. Ya lo meto. Pásame tu cuenta. Que la debo tener, pero aparte anda pasándomela para ir respondiendo de una vez al grupo. Mm.
6 segundos.
¿Dónde es para qué?
Nada, estoy viendo la última de Big.
Ah, ya. A ver.
El último match point. Tiene match point ahorita 18-15.
Claro.
Bueno. Ya, ahí te paso.
Pero, ¿por qué 9C comienza de CT? Se supone que terminó Terro, debería haber comenzado Terro.
No, pues, o sea, llegas a los 3 puntos y se cambia de lado para el match point.
No, ya 18.
Sí, estoy viéndolo ahorita.
Ya, pues, pero ya toca el cambio, pues, está bien.
Ah, ok. Mala mía.
Ay, la no. Horrible. ¿Qué hace?
GG.
Ala.
Ganó Big. Y desde viene OG versus Fnatic. Exacto.
¿En cuánto?
Vamos a ver ya. Vamos a ver cuál es el más actualizado. Vamos a ver. Twitch.
Twitch, pues.
Talk to me about some of those many points, right? Because it looked like you were going to get blown out at one point on Dust 2. Then you make it come back, then we go to overtime. Everyone starts to believe again, okay, we can't make it happen. So what are the small details missing?
Especially we felt a lot of pressure, and that made us stop, like play very slowly when we had to play a little bit faster, because we are doubting ourselves, like, oh, should we go B? Like, yes, that's the time to go B. Definitely it is, because they had all the control from the map, and that happened on Nuke and Dust 2. Like, we played such slower moments that it wasn't supposed to be that slow. And I think that's because of pressure, and we didn't have like a clear mind, and I think made us our decision making very bad.
But your players at least are getting a lot of stage experience now, right? That crowd still loves you from start to finish. But do you think in some ways that, like, going through this situation, playing so many games, playing it in front of the stage, this is where them decision making's off a little bit? Because, like, it's just you and Furia now that are kind of flying the flag for the whole region.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they're feeling pretty good with the crowd. Like they having a nice time, a very good time. And now we'll see who we're gonna play. I hope not Furia.
Hopefully not Fury. We're not on that elimination. Zach, good luck going forward. Thank you very much, my brother.
Props to 9D for giving us some words after that, but we do have Tabson joining us up here on the desk. First of all, man, huge congratulations. Another legend stage for you.
Thank you very much.
Are you feeling good? Feeling good with the team?
Yes, feeling very good.
Good. Is it ever scary to go up against this home crowd, some of the teams that have the home crowd back in them? Because we saw it against Furia. You guys managed to make the comeback work. Were you feeling any nerves today?
To be honest, it's always really hard to play against the crowd, but this time I just enjoyed it, because the first time I was pretty nervous. Like, not nervous in that sense, but like kind of hyped up to play against the crowd, but now it was just getting used to it. Obviously, it's just playing great in front of the crowd. Doesn't matter if it's for you or against you. It's just a feeling to play and land.
Yeah, I wanted to ask actually, Tabs, so obviously the news came out reasonably recently that you and Golby signed for 5 years now. Big, and obviously that's a big commitment to the German scene and developing talent. So just talk to us about that decision and where you see the German scene moving forward.
Yeah, for me personally, it's a really easy decision, because I love the people around me. Like, they support me like no one else does. And for me, it's really easy, because one of the main reason was just the owners of Big who support me from the beginning, where just say, you do your thing, we do our thing. Your thing is just play Counter-Strike. Our thing is we support you in the way where you can just be the best version for yourself, and that's how it is. And for the upcoming German talents, it's really hard. We have our academy team, which now we picked up 2 players from. the German scene is pretty rough, I would say. It's like we don't have so much talents. The work environment is not really there, but we tried our very best to pick them up and get them the best environment possibilities to reach their potential.
Yeah, first of all, congratulations, obviously another legend stage. And I think you proved a lot of people wrong, including me. What I want to ask you is about the Dust 2. You said you're going to change your calling a little bit, change the pace, that's what happened. But about the CT side, you guys, instead of like putting a lot more pressure, you kind of fell back a little bit. What was happening there? You allowed them to come back into the game.
Yeah, 100%. Like, yeah, as you mentioned, like it's really hard to play against the crowd. If they get rolling, they keep on getting rolling, they roll over us. And for us, it was like, hey, since they got first frag in the very beginning of the rounds, it was very hard to come back. We needed to gamble a little bit. We needed to take some risks. I needed to push out long, for example. He was just holding me, and we're just doing some mistakes. And in the end, we just said, hey, we keep on trying to do our stuff. Our Dust 2 is very good. We just need to hit also in the individual shots. In the end, which he did. Zerzon going up lower tunnels in overtime, and he just killed 1 or 2 people, and we made a good decision afterwards. But we just played in the end our game as CT as well.
Yeah, I have one more question. I think many people would like to hear this. Searson, obviously a lot of criticizing, you know, about his LAN performances. Right now, he's your best player here. He's playing on another level. So, is there something that you guys changed in the pre-game or any kind of preparation that got him into a state where he can deliver the same numbers as he usually does online?
No, to be honest, no. We just played our game like we always do, also online. Like, personally believe always that he's also a very good LAN player. His playstyle is fitted also to LAN. Most of the time, more teams, like the better teams, the top tier 1 teams, are more confident to play against him because they have like analysm and stuff like that. So they know exactly what he's doing all the time. But if he's hitting his shots, then it doesn't matter if you know what he's doing. He's still doing his stuff. But yeah, we are still like, I'm personally really proud that he's delivering the numbers what he did also online more often. But I know, for example, that he's really, really good as an AWPer, and if he keeps doing it, then he can put up more numbers for sure.
Maybe he's joined the crowd like more than everyone else.
So yeah, coming into the RMRs, it sounded like a pretty late decision to go away from Faven and use Sin instead. And obviously he played that. Now he's playing here, and he's doing really respectably well, considering how late he came in, how inexperienced he is at this level. So just any comments on Sin and his ability to come up through the academy system and play on this sort of stage so young?
Yeah, 100%. Like as I said before, also in the army, I'm really impressed by his skill, by his mentality, by his also like by his developing, and he's doing really well. Like his mindset is outstanding, I would say. Like he's trying to improve. He's playing a lot. He's getting criticism. He's taking the criticism, and he's trying to do the best what he can do. And he's fitting some positions he's never played before. He's trying to do the best what he can do, and I'm really proud that he's playing really well. And obviously, it's really hard to play on stage. First time probably for him, like after Philadelphia, such a stage.
Yeah.
But looking forward what he can do, like in maybe 1 or 2, 3 months, where he has more experience, and yeah, we will see what happens afterwards.
Yeah, definitely a huge achievement for him. 2 more questions just before we round this one out. Kido, he was getting hella fired up, actually giving it to the crowd as well. Not necessarily the player on the side of Big. I expect to be doing that. We normally see Kido being a bit quiet. Could you tell me what kind of the mentality was like in that moment? Were you, hungry to be giving it back to them?
He was for sure. Like he felt it also the first game against Furia. He felt it really much. Like he was playing with the crowd a little bit. He was doing signs and stuff like that. But he enjoyed the moments for sure. And I'm really proud of him as well because he's playing really good Counter-Strike too. He's a really huge part why you're playing good. Like he's feeling the moment for sure.
I love that.
Yeah, 100%. And he's also giving us the energy which we needed. Like he's also, you see his body language. He's like really. He's confident in himself and ourselves, and it's really huge part why we are playing also so good and making some comebacks as well.
Yeah, I think that's what we were kind of just praising you for just before you joined us up here on the desk. It's kind of every single member of Big, particularly in that series, was stepping up. I just want to get one more thought from you. As Kassab was saying, we feel like we might have underestimated you coming into this tournament, particularly coming in with Sin as a stand-in. Do you feel like maybe the crowd is underestimating you?
Yeah, not only the crowd, I would say everyone in the world is underestimating us. But we have nothing to lose. We are playing with the standing. We managed to qualify again for the Legend stage. Like basically, we had no expectations coming here. For me personally, I have always expectations to just show like a good version of Big. but it was for sure an easier path, I would say, because people didn't have us on the radar.
Yeah, no, huge congratulations to yourself and the team, Sabs, and thank you so much for joining us.
Perdón.
Thank you so much for your words.
¿Qué
Of
fue?
course, we do have plenty more Counter-Strike action coming your way. It's going to be Vitality taking on Greyhound. Yes, you heard that right. And elimination is on the line for one of these two squads. But before we do that, we're going to sit down.
Perdón,
Ahí
perdón.
sale el equipo de Vitality.
Contra Grayson, ¿cuántos juegan, no?
Vitality contra Greyhound. Sí, pero ya sabemos que Vitality va a
Dos
ganar.
fondos
Pues.
muertos.
Dos fondos muertos, pero...
Justo me invitaron a una. Entretenimiento. No sé. Vestuario. En 2 cuotas, ¿no?
¿Qué? Oh, Yara dice que reclame ese...
We got the whole band back together. It's been both the coaches that you guys have all worked with, for better or for worse, both the teams. I guess I want to start, first of all, with how crazy and made of madness this whole RIO thing is, how we kind of know what to expect. You guys know better than us. You guys get a chance to just like chill and plug in your gear and just like play and focus on Counter-Strike? Is there like a lot of moving parts around this for you guys since it's in first major in Brazil?
Yeah, I think that's something we talked a lot with the team and
Estoy mirando
with our
suicida.
psychologists.
Le di.
We have to control everything from outside to only focus inside the game and in the tournament. And that's something that the organization and the staff behind the team is helping us to get. So talking for 0-0 Nation, I would say that we are with our mind on the right place and we just want to play the tournament and be very focused and very ready to start the tournament.
Yeah, you guys as well? A lot of distractions swirling around at all?
For us, it's a very different moment in our careers. You know, me and Fer, we have been playing for so long, even with them. Even before playing with them, we were playing together. So this tournament is like a special moment for us because we just get to celebrate everything that we have accomplished together. And of course, we want to win the major, but everyone here wants to do the same. And we're learning more about respecting the things we have to go through. For example, on the first half of the year, because of the good results we're getting, we had to spend the full year 6 months in Europe. And you know, Brazilians are very tired of traveling the world all the days, you know? It's super complicated. Everyone's getting burnout. And even when we're talking about we played together before, Yank was our coach, those were the moments where we just couldn't handle it anymore. So much burnout, you know? And so now for me and Fer, for this last month, we're trying to get the team at least mentally ready because we have been ready for the game for so many years. And now we want to be mentally ready. So things are going a little bit different than it was before. In a way, we know that we have to focus on the tournament, but in the other way, we have to live our lives too. So we're trying to find the right balance that works for us at the moment.
Yeah, well, also, I mean, when you guys were all playing together, right? People talk about home advantage here for you guys. Well, it's a little bit of a home disadvantage because all of that. I mean, you go back to the first event in Sao Paulo, like you lost to Cloud9 when they weren't really a contender team at the time. In Belo Horizonte, you lose to Mouse, and I know that every time the talk was like, there's so much distraction, it's so hard for you guys to just focus on a game. So does that help you now, right? As you said, now you're aware that sometimes you just need to kind of take it easy, you know, the Counter-Strike, like you took care of that, but it's just about managing the emotions of it and being more just relaxed, if that's possible, to the first major in Brazil.
Well, I think inside the game we're kind of prepared. Like everyone knows how to play Counter-Strike, so we don't have like to practice, I don't know, 12 hours a day or something like that. I think this tournament would be like really special for us, as Fallen said. And I think the main thing right now is to prepare the mental, right? Like mentally prepared, and I think it's gonna be really hard because it's like in our home crowd and stuff. But I think we are prepared. Like we have a lot of talks, so I think the problem, not like the problem, but the real thing is outside the game. and I think we kind of focused on this more with our psychologists and stuff, and with our like managers and the organization. And I think like inside the game, everyone is prepared, but outside the game, we are being prepared right now. We came like yesterday and had like a small talk as well, and everyone could like realize that this is the moment for us. Like win or lose, like doesn't matter. Like to be honest, of course we want to win, but I think we have to accept that this moment is like it's for Brazil. Like everyone in Brazil, I think like they deserve that. Like not only the players, not only, like the core and stuff, but the fans, like everyone that is in like in the scenario, like helping us. And I think this is like the real moment for us.
Yeah, would you guys? I mean, touching on that, like kind of, I guess, home field advantage kind of concept. You guys have always like kind of struggled to capitalize on that in the past. Like, does it when you come here now and you have this crowd through the challenger stage, crowd through the legendary stage? Do you feel like you're going to get like a little bit of a buff? Do you feel like you have a home field advantage here in Brazil?
I think it was a different feeling, right? So in the past, when we came here the first time to play like in Ibirapuera, was kind of a little bit pressure. So we were the best team in the world. So we want to win a tournament in Brazil, and it was like a high pressure on us. So and this pressure like came on top, and we could not win. The second time when we came to Belo Horizonte, we were swapping the team. So we were playing with an international team. It was kind of different atmosphere for us. So we were trying to figure out the way how we should play. I think right now this is a different moment, right? So the guys from Imperial, us from Zero Zero Nation, everyone have like your way how to approach the things. I think we are being more prepared mentally for this event. We are not putting so many expectations. I think like the public is going to enjoy a lot the tournament. So this is for Brazil, like Fer said. I think like for this tournament we just need to be really mentally prepared and just do our things the way how we like to do, and just play the tournament, enjoy the tournament.
Could you guys have imagined when you joined the roster with Zeus and FNX and you guys brought them in? Did you ever imagine or dream or think that the success of that team in 2016 to win those majors would be like the first step down a pathway to eventually get a major to Brazil? Did you guys ever imagine that?
Well, that's the same question as have I ever imagined myself being a professional player in 2003? Those things you don't think about and you just do it. And that's just because we love what we do, and that's why Brazilian community is so big. It's because it's fueled by the passion, it's fueled by the same goals, and everyone can enjoy esports for different reasons in life. So at the time when we got together, I mean, we got 16-0 the first match. If that wasn't discouraging as you can be, like that was it, like we could give up right there. So it's full of embracements, it's full of dealing with the situations the way you can and expecting the best of it. And that's the description of a Brazilian person, honestly. You gotta do what you gotta do in the situation you have in control,
I remember bagging ESL though. I mean, it was obviously that was a small joke. Right? I remember back in the days, me bagging ESL like, guys, bring a major to Recife because it's my city in Brazil. And I remember, but obviously it was just a joke. I would never expect that. Actually, we would get a major in Brazil.
Same for São Paulo though. Yeah. Because São Paulo is an easy city to say, hey, just doing São Paulo because there's so much infrastructure. It's just easier to do it. But I think Brazil is very represented by Rio, just because from all the cities I have went in the world, this is the prettiest one. Like this has something special. And if you guys have the chance to go a little bit tourism and check what it is, it's magical.
We hit the beach yesterday, man. It was gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable out there.
Great, a little bit humid, but great. But I like, you talked how a trait of the Brazilians is to never give up, always keep trying. I think obviously another one is that you are very passionate. So we talked about home field advantage, disadvantage, but a lot of teams, we've had a couple majors after COVID, but a lot of teams developed in that part, and now we have crowd in the challenger stage, right? And you have these teams that are full of good players, but young players who've never played on a stage in front of a crowd. So do you think in that sense, like the crowd being very loud and passionate as they are,
Baja la platea que han hecho, ¿no?
for some of these teams?
¿Qué?
El escenario ese donde están ahorita Colsera, FNX,
¿Quién es?
Falling y... Ese es el equipo, bro. Están inventando huevadas de ponerse unos con otros. Ese es el equipo.
La verdad que sí.
gotta be everything is involved, you know.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna be good for them, like for the young players as well, because of course going to the playoffs, we know that's gonna be hard, but of course they can go through. But playing Brazil, like without the crowd and stuff, for them it's gonna be like a normal experience, right? Because you go like for a lot of tournaments and play
It'll
like
be the same, right? Yeah.
like normal stage, like without crowd. But in Brazil, I think they deserve to have the crowd like cheering for them, like you know. So I think it's gonna be like really special for them, and I think they deserve that.
All those teams that normally don't go out of the first stage, like here, they're gonna be playing finals. You know, this is what a finals look like when people are. This is what it looks
over
like
the years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Before the RMR, before you gave that interview, you said even before the RMR, you were at a point where you almost just kind of wanted to back out of the team. You wanted to step down. What's it like now after qualifying through? You guys had that crazy game against Complexity. I mean, you have to be happy you didn't make that decision. You didn't pull the trigger on that one.
Yeah, I mean, like back in these days, I was having a problem, like personal problem, like with family stuff. So it's gonna like on that time it was hard for me, like to go to the server and just like play Counter Strike, like just like I don't know, stop thinking about like my life and my family and stuff. And I told the guys like, guys, it's been really hard for me, and I don't think like it's worth for me like to play Counter Strike right now because I have to a little bit like stop a little bit and take care of the real things for me. And I told them that I wanted to leave the team and stop playing. And like for me, it was like really good because their approach was they didn't accept like in a good way. They came to me like, okay, so let's think like I don't know, a chance for you to keep playing. And then they came with a solution for me, and that's why we didn't went to Europe like a lot of like weeks and stuff. We could like stay more in Brazil, so I could stay with my family and stuff. So for me, was really like healthy and nice for me. So that's why I told like my family like these guys they're humans, you know, like they know that's gonna be special for me as well. And I knew that I would like lose the major in Brazil. I wouldn't play. And for me, I think so that I will. I don't know, like in the future I will regret like I should have played, you know. But it was like really hard for me, and yeah, I'm really happy right now that I'm here in Brazil playing. I mean, like I'm from Rio, so for me it's like even more special.
Yeah.
And yeah, my team they helped me a lot, and like the talks we had like with falling like in private as well helped me a lot to like think out of the box. And of course, I'm really happy right now, and my family as well. They will come to watch a major in Brazil, and so for me it's really special.
How deserving is that? His family wouldn't be in the major.
We are all happy that you are
Hmm?
here, sir. Deserve it, man. A major in Rio without Fur wouldn't be a major in Rio.
Yeah, exactly. This is his city. He's from here.
Yeah.
So
my city.
Yeah. So to add on this topic, like, it's funny to see. Everyone is looking for results, right? Your whole life doesn't matter if it's yes or not. Everyone is looking for results, but we found results. Like,
Bye bye.
We changed players. Found.
Mientras aguardamos la mayor. Creo que ya entró su quinto.
Sí, maestro.
Se fue Albariño. Se fue Manguera. Se fueron, pero. ¿Qué fue?
This spot, no one wants it. You would always like move to that spot, even if it didn't make sense. Like you were perhaps the best player on the team, right? So that's not a problem. So is that like why now, it's not that difficult for you to take a step back and let, as you like to say it, the kids shine and kind of realizing you should just lead the way for them?
Yeah, like just people do not understand like the way how I think the things, right? So for me, when I joined then, like I was not thinking like, okay, I want to be the superstar. I want to just okay, guys, put in the best position that I'm gonna play. No, I just went there, followed just said, okay, you're gonna play this, you're gonna play this. You just play here. I said, okay, just things happens, Like was not a thing like that I choose to be. So when like we swap players, I said, okay, you can take my spot. I can get your spot. That's fine for me as well. And I just
No hay, no hay
how to
lobby,
play
no hay
the
lobby.
spot, and I never had these problems before. So I think that's why like when we went together with their core, like when he said, okay, you need to do the
¿A qué hora van a rodear el pollo a la brasa? Dice Rodrigo González.
like for me, like it doesn't matter if I'm gonna do entry, second entry, trader.
Pregunta al lunch, Rodrigo.
Like AWP for months, I don't care. Like I just gonna do a way like that I can play, and that's it. I'm gonna watch a lot of POVs, a lot of demos, and I'm gonna play like that.
What's it like? I mean, all this conversation around like not necessarily chasing results, but finding that next step in your life or your career. With you, Taco, your next step in your evolution has been like you're now becoming a leadership figure in the Brazilian scene. What's that like transition been like of you taking over like a team like Godsend, bringing in younger players, now Double A Nation, becoming a leader? This is your next step. Like, how's it been going?
I mean, like Fallen and even Cold said now, it's not something that I chose. It's just something that I needed to do. Not needed, but at the moment that I was, I needed to do something different that would make me feel alive in terms of playing Counter-Strike and feeling happy. And I mean, I had a very bad period in 2020. Yes, 2020 when I got kicked from IBR, and by that time I didn't really want to play CS anymore, and I wanted to focus on other stuff in my life. I mean, that was also the period of COVID and the pandemic and everything. I had to stay in Los Angeles for 3
Mi
months.
causa esto era recontra drogadicto.
¿Era? ¿Se reivindicó?
No sé, ya no vive en Lima hace años. Vive fuera de Perú. Uy, no, ¿qué dice? Uy, no. Ya, listo. Oh, Alvariño se fue petando.
No, está esperando a su mongol. Están discutiendo, pe. Este weón de Manguera le dice, total, ¿va a entrar o no con Chatman? Dice, y yo pongo, ¿qué? Sí, de ahí entra, pero ¿para qué me dices tus otros dos patas? Serrano eres yo, le dice. Este Manguera cagón. Es que Alvariño está esperando, es que les falta uno nomás, pues. Alvariño está esperando a su otro pata, entonces ya son 4. ¿Me entiendes? Y Alvariño le dice a Manguera que nos invite y luego le dice que sí va a entrar a su otro pata. Entonces Manguera le reclama, ¿ves?
Ah, ya, ya fue ya.
Pero juega nomás. Mira Manguera, no, que no entró. Juega nomás.
So right now, I think I'm improving every day and every tournament that we play in terms of managing, not only managing the team inside the game and inside the server, doing the preparation for the games and stuff like that, but also organizing the team outside of the game and managing not egos, but I mean everyone is different, and it's very hard to control five players because they are all different. One can think this way, one other can think this way. Obviously, I also have ADR and Chucky. They are our coach and analyst. They do a great job. They help me a lot as well. I used to say I like to say that I'm just 33% of the strat book. They are the ADR and Chucky. They are 33 and the other 33 as well. So yeah, it's just a matter of I just really love the game, and I really love playing and playing tournaments and winning, and also losing is part of the job. So it's just a matter of finding myself again and being able to play Counter-Strike with love.
Well, it's great to see you guys are now in a more of a leadership.
Let's roll.
Right. So is there anything now that this guy was telling you that you were like not? That you didn't want to hear, that now you realize how important it was?
That son of a bitch was right all along.
The
old man was right.
It's actually insane because a lot of stuff that Fallen told me, or Fallen, even when I got mad sometimes with things, now I understand things that I even never understood. Or
You would say you're right, but you wouldn't believe him.
yeah. I mean, at the time I would just take it and think about it, and maybe I would feel that it was unfair, or man, Fallen, man, what is he talking about? But nowadays, for real, that happens a lot. Nowadays I understand, and probably I told him. I don't remember if I told him already, but a lot of situations that I did with the guys, especially in the beginning of God Sent.
Counter-terrorists win.
That happened.
Don't get me wrong, like, I know my flaws more than anyone else, you know, like, as a leader,
We will make them cry.
like, I made many mistakes.
Throwing fire.
And I know that too.
Throwing a flashback. I'm throwing smoke. Flashback. Someone pick up the smoke.
2 years later, it's easy. I would have done that differently.
Smoke.
But at the time, you can only do what you think is right at the time.
That's pretty much it, let's say.
We go back to like actually look a little bit more at the Counter-Strike stuff. I mean, kind of known to be a team in 2016 that kind of reinvented the wheel and
Counter-terrorist win.
to its most efficient and most effective. Did you? Like, when I joined Liquid as the coach was like, how to win? You never enter into like a strategy as a.
We will drive them from our land. Molotov. I'm throwing smoke. Flashback.
Madre.
Throwing fire. I'm throwing a grenade. Flashback.
F1, TFK. Entra uno que se llama.
In the day that they had the talk, after they had the talk, and
Counter-terrorists win.
It was all along.
But it's always me.
Phil was the one calling me, hey Taco, what do you think about joining us and FNX as well, etc. And then after that, they came to the house, the gaming house, and we were outside talking. And I remember Ricardo and Fallen, guys, we are building this team to be at least top 4 in the world. We have the best players in Brazil. By role, we have the best we can.
Ricardo speaking.
I can hear
I'm imagining it.
So we are building this to be at least top 4. I'm not asking you guys to get top 4 in the next major. It's alright if you don't get it. Then you're gonna
We must move.
Pero si le...
You just run and kill them. Great games. Let's just shoot them.
Throwing fire.
And 16-0. And then after the 16-0, we went to the kebab store and fought there. I was sad because actually at the time I was
throwing a flashback.
And then after like, how was it? This and man, the switch and how was it, man? My first game.
Burn! I'm throwing smoke. Smoke! We lost the bomb.
Europe, that's it.
Madre.
And then we went to the finals, and then we almost won the tournament. In Europe, they were like, guys, if you want to stay 10 more days in Europe, you can stay, and we pay for it. And then we had a
I am bad on memory through the worst.
Now is the time. Smoke! The guy's out. I'm throwing a flashback. Smoke! Throwing fire on a grenade.
Guardian was A-rank.
I'm throwing a flashback.
And we threw nades, and Guardian just on the that's our strategy.
Throw in the flashback.
Yo me dio.
Throwing fire.
The team felt that we were playing differently from the first tournament. We had strategies and we were
Grenade out.
pros,
Pasa conmigo, pe, concha tu madre.
Flashback.
Marido, dile, marido.
F1, F1. No plantan, no plantan.
Oye, F1, 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 no está plantando.
F1 no quiere plantar, no, F1. Boten esa mierda, ¿no? F1, F1. No más, no más.
La gran. Oh, espérate F1, no, tarado.
FNX, Gogu, all these guys, and I think
Entra la bomba, boy. Dame Serrano.
I think everything has much reserve to like shadow, you know, all the watch game fast, so you have to run the demos, you have to run. Yeah. I think we did that pretty well too, so we will understand how teams.
Serrano de mierda. Trae la bomba, te digo. Nah, no es para tanto, pero no.
I'm throwing the flashback. Smoke! Grenade out!
Run the details.
Flashbang. Molotov! Throwing smoke!
They would laugh. We watch the game.
they just look at the
Counter-terrorists win.
He's a team that G2 needed, right, in the RMR, because this is a guy who is the grand stage game, is the #1 team. He plays the same. It's been like that
Medio otro.
I'm throwing fire. We have dropped the bomb. I'm throwing flashbang. Throwing fire. Flashback.
Cajas acá.
Hay uno fondo, hay uno fondo, hay uno fondo. Otro más fondo. Baranda puede ser uno. Baranda larga.
Larga.
We shall rule the day. Throw the decoy.
Pushá. Punta. Está a la izquierda uno. Otro más. Ese 2-0. Esta weá no tiene cielo. Side. Traigan la bomba B.
Bomba B, por favor. First major you guys won. What that was like.
I'm gonna have the same feeling that I had. So when the first tournament that we were just playing.
Gracias.
Did you feel like this is a question for after the liquid game?
No, el gordillo.
There was no way to lose the tournament.
¿Quién?
Because no.
I think like Levy was kind of hard. Like they were like a rock in our shoes, right? So
¿Por qué? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué
I
necesitas?
think we had like a better result against Navi every time.
Counter-terrorists win.
Because maybe if we won against Liquid or not, like we knew like this final is gonna be hard. But if we win the first match,
3 minutos.
No sé si hay algunas ofertas diferentes, pero ¿qué pasó con todo de las ofertas en el campeón? ¿Ya?
Throwing fire.
Un toque y te lo paso.
I'm throwing flashback. Molotov.
Flash bomba.
Throwing a flashback. Flashback. Throwing fire. Smoke. Throwing fire. Grenade. Throwing a flashback.
A ver para B. El en medio que ahora para B. Hay uno en B metido, ayúdame. Muerto. Toma.
Terrorists win.
I remember the jump shot. I got the last skill. There's also imagine there's also a highlight from my POV.
Throwing a flashback. I'm throwing smoke. Flashback. Throwing fire. Throwing fire. Throwing a flashback.
Hay una rampa y otro side.
Congratulations this week at this event. This event wouldn't be happening without you guys. So congratulations.
Thank you, Jalen. Thank you, Yanko, and thank you, everyone watching.
We want another tackle story. I'm happy.
Cheers.
Throwing fire.
Ay, mucha arma parece Drake. ¿Me puede pasar una P? Va.
This is easy. We kill them and then we go home. Flashback. Flashbang. I'm throwing a flashback. Throwing a flashback. Whoa! Throwing
Que va una de 10.
Presión base, creo.
Vengan acá, está libre.
Al fondo.
Branda, medio. Demon. Branda.
Bomba, ven, mierda.
Estoy yendo, tarao, ¿no ves?
Pues mira, somos 1 de 10, mano, y me quiere botar.
Y sale a pegar.
The thing is, like, we are looking at vitality right now. I think they are the second team that kind of forked the pick'ems for many people. They had, yeah, I do. And they had, like, a bunch of them had the vitality in the trio. Now they're 1 and 2 fighting for the.
Se está cagado. ¿A dónde apunta? Pica a fondo. Pero mátalo, man. ¿Ya estamos?
Aparta, vete.
So they can have like a much more confidence coming in.
I am planting.
Surely there's someone somewhere out there talking about, oh, it's simply unacceptable to be at this position. No, this is not the champion mentality that you were promised, man. It is not. You know, they were TV. I didn't really think they were number 1. I don't know if there was really anybody who actually thought that.
Are you calling them number 2?
Yeah, sometimes.
Shame on you.
Depends on the day. But yeah, they've had a tough road, but also a lot of other teams have also.
We have our revenge.
So, you know, but the thing is, for Vitality, a lot of people, like Kassan said, they should go through this without a problem. But
we're going to do this.
Outsiders lost, as well as that. As well as this game here against Greyhound, they beat Cloud9 earlier in this tournament. There could be a potential struggle.
No, listen, this is a major, right? This is not a joke. This is not a clown tournament. Every team can play Counter-Strike here. And we saw that in Greyhound beating Cloud9 on Dust 2. You know, Cloud9 that has the potential to win the event if they play to their potential, right? So beating them in a best of one, it's a massive surprise, but it did happen, and we can see that Vitality needs to be super careful when they come into this game and not to underestimate Greyhound or any other team for that matter.
Yeah, and not to take away from what happened here, which is specifically at 1917 on Inferno in the way of Greyhound. We saw Cloud9 last night. We saw that they aren't necessarily the ones that were also promised to be thrust up into that legend stage. So Mahone, I look at this and I think for Greyhound, not only do they have their work cut out for them, but the uphill battle might be on both sides of the hill.
Yeah, it's going to be an uphill battle. I think the one thing that Greyhound kind of has for them in this matchup, though, is just that Vitality have been struggling a little bit on their T side, and something that they did against, what was the team that they played against last?
Vitality?
Vitality Outsiders.
Yeah. Vitality Outsiders, they lost to them in overpass.
Yeah. So one of the things that Vitality kind of struggle with is just kind of completing their moves where sometimes it's like they're trying to get into a site, but they don't have the right flashes, or they don't even use their flashes, or sometimes the timing and the trading and the spacing is a little bit off when they enter into the site. And for Greyhound, I feel like all they need to do is try to punish those. Maybe not try to be too active, but try to just see, okay, are Vitality actually polished enough to take it? Because if they're not, I think they're going to get punished.
I think you're 100% spot on when you say they are not using flashes. Sometimes they are missing something. They have a wrong buy. That the finisher of those rounds were a massive problem for a team like Vitality. And when you play against James and the company, the sharp, the fleet, and the company is super sharp, you're going to get, like you said, you're going to get punished. And they did. It's a best of one. It's a major. There is no forking around.
Yeah, I like what you did there. Yeah, I really do. I like that you've grabbed onto that one. That's some of my better work.
Yes.
Hey, nonetheless, we talk about forking around, and we're not doing any of that over here. In fact, what we are talking about is one man who has found his way to not be pushed around, to not be held down when it comes down to the majors. He's seen just about all of them, if not all of them, up to this point, and the fact that his back against the wall is now is not what we expected. Dupree, give us some words.
This event wouldn't be happening without you guys. So congratulations on such incredible
Vitality are facing elimination, but they're going up against the Greyhound today. I've got Dupree with me. And Dupree, the first thing I want to touch on, right, we keep talking about your 18 majors, right, making it all, but you've also never not made it to the Legends stage. You're not a player that would ever feel pressure in my eyes, but are you feeling slightly more nervous this event?
I don't think it's the nerves, actually. I don't think it's like, I think it's more like the fear of failing, not from my side, but from the whole team side. I think we're, like we have Savu performing, the rest of us is not. And I think that's one of the reasons why we're standing here right now. I mean, I think we had a really good start to the tournament, and then we messed it up against Gamer Legion, and then against Outsiders yesterday, and now we're here facing elimination. I mean, it's part of it, but yeah, it's only one thing, that's to look forward.
Now, Apex was telling me, he goes, okay, look, we're not losing to these teams, we're losing to ourselves at this point, right? But there is also got to come the element where, like what you just touched on, the individual's not shining other than what Zywo's been able to do. We just saw you guys playing so well. We saw these positive signs of Vitality. How can it change so much, mate?
It's hard. I mean, like going into the major and like, I don't know, not being on the same page, not feeling each other, and like all these kind of things. Like it's just not synchronized right now. I don't really know what why the reason to it is. And we had a really good talk yesterday. Hopefully that's going to spark something into us tonight. And there's nothing we can do about the results that we've done lately. We're still in the tournament. It's still in our own hands. We're going to go up against some good opponents to even go to the Legend stage. But that's kind of thing. Like we have our backs against the wall. We've tried that multiple times. And there's only one thing right now, that is to just do better. And hopefully that's going to be enough for us to make it to Legends. But yeah, we're just going to do everything we can to do better than we did the last couple of days.
That talk you just said about yesterday, was that a big inspiring Danny talk?
I mean, I think it was not only the coach. I think it was everyone in the team that felt like we needed to change something. Like at least we needed to like talk to each other and see like what is everyone feeling, because something was off. And I'm not saying we found like the recipe right now, but I hope that we found more percentages to do better.
Let's see if you do. Thank you very much.
Do better for Dupree and company. So if we look at Vitality, again, we talk about them not being where they need to be in terms of the tournament itself. You know, the format, the flow, and the structure. Again, you have to look at it.
Listen, like this interview, and he said something like, we don't feel each other properly, we are not like in the best spot, and the reason for that is simply because when you don't have enough time to prepare for the event, right? There is a lot of loose ends that you carry from the previous tournaments and the mistakes that you need to fix, and all of that piles up, and you don't have enough time to prepare and get those sorted out. You come in a big event like this, and these things happen.
So the good news here, I guess, for some viewers will be that there is not going to be an Ancient. there's not going to be an overpass. Isn't that right, Mahone?
That is correct. For the vetoes, this could kind of go in a lot of different places, I think. We'll have to see what they actually decide to pick, but I feel like overall, Vitality should have the edge on almost every map here. They just have simply more experience. Gonna be a pick coming out from Greyhound, I believe that's on Inferno. And what do you think about that, Kassad?
I don't like it. I don't like the Inferno pick because they're going to start in T side and they have too many passive players in their team. If you want to play Inferno, if you want to play successful Inferno, you need aggressive players. You need aggressive players.
Comenzaron los picks. Pick de background, creo que es sí, Inferno, Vitality, Mirage.
This is a mistake from them, and I don't like it. The other pick from Vitality is Mirage, which is also a bit of a surprising thing because Mahone, I remember that they were not so spectacularly good on the map like Mirage.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised about that too. Like this whole veto has kind of gone upside down to me. I was actually expecting them to maybe even pick a nuke or something like that, where Greyhound are definitely not so comfortable on that. So I don't know, whatever the plan Vitality have for that map in particular, it'll be interesting to see. Maybe they saw some exploits on their match against IHC or something like that.
But the thing is, like, why would you go for an anti-strat against team like Greyhound? Yeah. You go for your strength, right? And you just
would think
demolish them. You get your second win. You're super confident coming into the 5th day, and you just smash whoever is there because you're the better team. If you are just punishing pick, if you're going for the punish pick, it's just a wrong approach.
Kassad, I'm going to put you on the spot, and I want to know what Greyhound have to do to win this game right out of the gate to put their foot down.
They have to win the first map to gain,
and the second one. Yes,
they have to win the first map so they can actually start believing they can do it. I don't think they're in that state right now. There needs something to happen on the first map to kind of push them towards believing into that victory.
I think one thing that they could do towards Banana is try to punish Spinx and Apex. They've been struggling a little bit towards that Banana side, so we'll have to see. Maybe that's their plan.
Maybe it is, and only time will tell. But guess what, everybody? That time is now. Use the hashtag IEM. Let us know how you're watching this matchup featuring Greyhound and Vitality, an elimination.
Yeah, the key word being the last one, elimination. Thank you, I thoroughly enjoyed that death segment. I am Machine, I'm joined by Sponge, and we are jumping straight into the action. Greyhound's pick, the advice of the desk is win the first map and probably the second, or at least over the course of the 3.
Traditional approach, it seems.
Okay, keeping it simple, stupid, and so are Greyhound. They're not in any rush. It is a T attacking start, and good God, the odds are blown against them. Vitality, of course, on the ropes, and a hot favorite for Legend State.
On paper, understandably so. The desk has outlined this here. Vitality should be able to bully Greyhound around the server, but this team have already upset Cloud9. Let's see if they can do it again. Got Rushley and MC on the 1s to 0s.
Dream team on the buttons. Let's see what Sicko, Inns, and Liaz can do. Now, will there be a first move? Vexite just investigating and flashing up on short side. That will then facilitate the leap. Boots on the ground now. Zywoo distracted. Good strike out of Vexite's P250. Info. 2, he screams brackets. Spinx, 1 to be cleared out. Gets nothing done. Dupree, though, still lingers and regroups. Kit present. Bomb to be planted. An advantage for this Greyhound pistol start. They can't afford to be falling to this boost. You can see established now. Magis will have a timer on this now. Dismantles. Sicko in pit. And 3 for the retake.
Key here is Magisk with the smoke and the kit here, but time already starting to tick, and I think they've called it off. Retake in towards that A site or the B bomb site, number disadvantage, never going to be easy, and Vitality not wanting to get stuck in early, allowing Greyhound to keep 4 players alive. This should be very, very easy pickings for the pistol. We can call this one done. Not what I was expecting by any means. I thought, you know, once you get to a stage environment, there's a bit more pressure and elimination game, you take a few more risks, just like Alistair chasing them away here, making sure they definitely are saving. He's spotted out at least 2 now. Maybe the death to him, a goose from Inns, and he falls as well. So actually giving over some extra cash. Not the end of the world, but a big pistol round for Greyhound to pick up here on their T-side campaign.
Yeah, fundamentals. I loved it from Vexite. Hits that necessary shot. It's the information that comes with his death as well. Lets Liaz charge down this left side player. Spinx falls, as did the round. Greyhound 1 and a force in response.
Yeah, so the fact that they do have this kit right now is also a scary factor here. But Zywoo's scout, he has been the, I want to say heavy hitter, the only hitter for Vitality so far here in the Challenger stage. And not a swing and a miss just yet, but a scope all the way down, and nobody overstepping the mark just yet for Greyhound. Inns, patience being the virtue, takes his time, peers on forward, and they're establishing this map control and it doesn't do an awful lot. Now Mahone mentioned pressuring this B bomb site. Spinx in his previous team ends, in case you uninitiated. This was not a map that they
No
played.
tengo tiempo, güey.
So always
Ya lo
a
hice, o
bit
sea,
of
sí
a
está ahí.
pressure point, and if he gets off to a slower start, something that ZywOo might be called over to help plug. Very tiny gap there that ZywOo has scoped on through. Now, mid-control, not Garner just yet. This Famus on the top road. Dupree has been spotted. We'll need to drop on down, and they have a passive crossfire. Now, it's worked for them plenty of times before Vitality, this passive crossfire on the site. They don't have the full guns to do so. Top banana smoked off, rotation for ZywOo coming over. Vexite charging through, looking for the info. That's a bit of a money man play. And they need to head straight now in towards A. Sicko onto Dupree, it's just Magisk.
Yeah, Magisk and the cavalry coming fast through spawn. Inns looking to investigate. ZywOo ready and prepared for it. That's a hard shot to hit.
Disjointed.
Just a slither one. Inns now down. Magisk still has the sight. They're running out of time and options, especially when you hit shots like that. Magisk, a big one into Liaz, and Greyhound just crumble. It's only Alistair alone. 3 to find a 1v4 in front of him and a horribly intimidating smoke. He wants to go and investigate, doesn't find it. Yeah, he's got the gap closing behind him as well. Apex Spinks are partnered up.
Conceding.
Opting for the deagle and taking the fight. That was an oddball move. Not interested in trying to get that bomb down, have them run him down. And so Vitality, yes, straight back.
It's a bad one to lose right there, and the word I used was disjointed. Look at all these kills, they're individual. Now, they sent Vexite into B for information, but were unable to strike together as a pack here. And you can see it was conceded by Alistair. As soon as he throws the Galil away onto the roof, he knows he's given up the round right there. So, rough one. That plant would have been great. He could have punched in the digits, or at least tried to, given them some extra cash to work with going into the 4 spine for round number 3. But, well, this is not a good start for Greyhound by any means, but if you're a Vitality fan, this is exactly what you're looking for.
Which they haven't necessarily been getting an awful lot of as a Vitality fan as of late.
Yeah, we can recap some of those losses. Hasn't been looking fantastic. They lost to Gamer Legion on Vertigo and Outsiders on Overpass. Their only win came against Imperial, who have already been eliminated from the event. Full banana control here. Bomb all the way back towards T-Stairs. So you can see there's no clear intent from Greyhound just yet. They're hoping somebody gets a little bit over picky. And these Deagles might be able to strike. Nade towards top mid, well placed.
Whoa, big chunk of damage. Vexite trying his luck and toying with Dupree. Undaunted and unscathed. Gets himself away. Just peppering onto the apartment's presence, slowly conceding control when he sees fit. Good placement of the nade. Might be able to get an angle over the top. The nade finishes the job ZywOo started. And running out of options now for Greyhound, trying to break through this defense.
Yeah, I'll tell you this much. If it was Apex and Spinks in opposite positions here, I'm sure Apex would have pushed all the way down to T-Stairs by now. So this one here, it's hard to see them hit bangers entering the side. Another round that feels like it's going to fall apart. And without too much traction or damage.
Yeah, Magisk really kind of made a name for himself in this position. Years have passed, still a demon on it, and 2 from that pit hold. Vitality will find their second round. Greyhound, of course, falls flat.
And here's the thing, that round from Vitality, I know it's more of an anti-eco, traditional style round, playing somewhat passive across the map. That banana control, a little bit of a different flavor. But they can just play that type of Counter-Strike and they should win. They have all the experience. They have ZywOo, and then the pedigree of the players across the board is levels above what Greyhound have to offer here. And on a map like Inferno,
Sorry.
it's difficult for them to get into the thicker things in the same way as like a Dust 2 when they upset that of Cloud9. So this is not going to be easy. It might be a blowout over 2 maps here, if we're going to be honest.
So would you frame a win condition for Greyhound is that ZywOo doesn't get company over the course of this best of 3?
Yeah, look, if the support isn't there and everybody else is still quite flat, this is just going to be a mop up here, short, a couple casualties. But still the mop and Bucket out to play. Yeah, if the support network isn't there and it is just ZywOo and they're able to isolate these B defenders like Mahone highlighted, if they're able to, you know, if Magisk and Dupree on this A crossfire isn't going down, love is in the air.
The whole crowd giving you a pat on the back for that one.
See everybody having fun here today. Now, no Brazilian representation. I think it's easy to be a fan of Vitality based off of the history of this team.
Yeah.
Right? Not the underdogs, but one of the best players in the world in the server right now and in fine form. That's entertainment right there.
Yeah, then you throw in, of course, that Astralis core that did legendary things that no other team has done in the history of Counter-Strike, and that, of course, combined with that generational talent that is ZywOo. It's an easy team to get behind. Of course, hasn't been easy for them. That interview Dupree gave ahead of this one, it was just riddled with doubt?
Yeah, it doesn't fill us with much confidence here, especially going up against a Greyhound, but it is showing they're respecting all of their opponents and understanding the issues are internal, right? So this is where they can focus. Hey, look, the resistance might not necessarily be on the other side of the server. We need to figure it out ourselves. Now, the first gun round, Alistair into the AWP. A Galil for Vexite, that's one of the concerning factors here. This young gun, he's very sharp. Would love to see an AK in his hands, but burn damage onto Apex. Trickled on down. Sicko does find the opening here. An overzealous Magisk in towards the boiler will be the first casualty of round number 5.
And no knee-jerk trade back. There was a little contact on Banana, but they will be able to advance now with that man advantage.
This is the perfect time to try and punish Banana and B, right? And really see what this setup has, because we know that Vitality love a bit of a gamble, love a bit of an over-rotation and a snack. We've seen a lot of this in the second half of the year. Apex has tucked himself towards Graveyard on, well, Grave HP, but this is great for ZywOo. The crossfire set up with Dupree, and there's the mop. And Sicko with another good trade. They know where the AWP is now.
He's done a lot to keep Greyhound in this round. Puffing up their chest, Sicko. 2 must-hit frags found, and Spinks, don't forget, still isolated.
Now, if you have a look, they've got the smokes available for a B execute here. Spinks only with a flash to his name, and playing over towards CT tells me if they execute, he might even opt for the save in this situation. We've seen them be quite hesitant to go for rounds from the pistol.
He's having a look. He wants to see if there's anything free or uncontested he can find. Now that might mark his absence of commitment. Smoked off, unloads his mag and starts to maneuver back. The bomb maneuvers through. Alistair finding that perfect premium plant spot. And now I think, yeah, as you highlighted, just going to be looking to see if they can catch anything of an overextension. Vexite not going to move out of new box, has no reason to, and so Greyhound, a lovely remedy, with 4 still standing, a conversion.
And around where Sicko gets 2 kills, right? This is an individual that we're expecting to see towards the top of the scoreboard. The New Zealand representation here in the server for Greyhound, stepping up in a big way. And a tidy round, not a chaotic one, not one where it's screamy. We're running up Banana, it's 50-50 jewels. Chance that they win out. And handle neatly.
Leon, te estás quedando sin voz, pausa.
Is a hard one to crack, no. AWP on the tight line, rifle wide.
How often do you see ZywOo miss?
Yeah, touche.
And that round could have been completely different if they were able to open up that exchange. So, well handled from Greyhound and keeping this one to a 1-round game.
Good to see some Vitality jerseys in the crowd. Definitely have the majority over that of Greyhound. But Greyhound already inspired many with their first win of the major. Both them and IHC managing to flip the script to a degree, but will they be able to push Vitality? We'll find out, of course, over the course of this best of 3. Good start, though. Keeping it up, keeping their neck above water against this Vitality defense. ZywOo throwing a rather calculated smoke. We'll have a slight slither in order to catch a very common spot to line up your smokes, your nades. Towards Banana, though, the first battle ensues. You can see cocked the flash for Apex's call when he feels hot water or hot lead out of the nades, leaves him on 10 HP. You might want to get out of there now. Yeah, that utility should facilitate a retreat. Vexite might have him locked in here. Spinks might have to bail him out. There's the opener. A big one from Vexite. Greyhound again with an opening frag.
Good understanding of the situation. Info play back to pre-calls mid-clear. The over-rotation available right now, but the bomb...
Situación más complicada para Bit.
Time for this as Liaz and Sicko investigate boiler and halls. The other 3 poised towards the top of Banana. So choices plentiful for Greyhound right now. This time Spinks has opted to play in the site. So if they do finish B, he will be standing and fighting.
And I love this util up A. It will keep those feet planted, and it puts so much now riding onto Spinks. If he can find one for free, get away, reposition, keep that B site under Vitality rule, you might channel him into the stack. Bomb yet to be committed. It will have to start maneuvering now, about 40 seconds as it's picked up onto the back of Inns. Dupree on his own move, and Liaz looking the wrong way. Trade is there. Advantage held. Time sensitive.
ZywOo's got a flash here. Might activate Spinks. Sicko needs to hit this shot, and he can't. They have to go B now.
Yeah, and that flash has been put through. Spinks aggressive through the smoke, kept level.
They know ZywOo's here.
Not the perfect weapon for the job. He knows time on his side. The run boost across. Alistair does manage to beat the cross from Magis, but that's just a little bit of a slip up. You don't have the time for this. You'll get run down. Surely ZywOo will stop this before it gets out of hand. 1 to the bottom.
Bien, Vitality.
Vitality handle business.
Questionable decisions in that one there, but some cool shades here. You mentioned some jerseys. Yeah, it's strange to see. You know, it's curious to see who the crowd is going to be supporting in different scenarios. Right?
Portame los 70.
Zero Nation jersey is very similar to the Vitality jersey, so that's quite easy. Maybe just change the logo.
Yeah, we can just get a sticker on top.
Whack it on and away we go. But that one there, Greyhounds did a good job to trade back and forth, but Vitality, they didn't seem too threatened by that situation.
You had legs, just didn't quite pull it across the line. So, a return with a slightly less than idyllic buy. It's Tech 9s, it's conservative.
2 nades here, likely to go towards that pit position. Magisk isn't there at the moment, currently up in towards the hall, so might miss the mark.
It's a pace now. Dupree calling for aid, and it's a nice supportive spray. The Flames take 2, Zaiwu a third, and blocked it off. Not bad, Vexite gets away with murder. Unable to retrieve it, but a casualty nonetheless.
Give him an upgrade, he might be able to find another kill, but surely that's all he'll have to his name. Into a Tech 9. This kid's sharp, but not the type of rounds looking to get much done. Spinks will finish him off and make this a 3-round game, 5-2. Pretty pedestrian stuff so far. You know, it hasn't been anything crazy just yet. Now we have closest to the screen here, Liaz, the most experienced member in this team, headed to a semi-final of a major.
Yeah, it just doesn't land on my ears naturally. Liaz, the most experienced member. I remember when he was the exciting young one. I mean, maybe I'm just aging myself, but yeah, wow. Sicko, Vexite, Alistair, and Inns alongside for the ride. Greyhound looking to post their 3rd attacking round. Don't forgetting the pistol was theirs as well.
Más gente monster.
Protocols established. They actually want to contest that
No,
early
no.
banana smoke and cost them a
Connector salió.
deal. Yeah, well, that's what happens. You're in the hurt locker. Smoke behind you, Molly in front of you, and nades right on top of you. Inns, a 7th death. And Spinks is catching these timings. That's lovely from him. Just strafes out into the action, posts his 2nd frag. And Vitality given this one on a silver platter now.
Risk had to be taken there, but as they regroup, going through the chicken pit, Alistair still poised mid with the AWP. They'd have to hope to get given a kill, and Vitality aren't the team who needs to overstep the mark on their CT defense on Inferno.
Pasa que no han ido 3B.
Execute here. Smokes available. CT and Coffins. There's even a Molotov for the triple box and flashes to boot.
You can see this.
Yo tengo.
Vitality, Apex, and Spinks. They know what is needed of them. A slither gap.
Ahí te la di.
Yep, hits his crouch key. Spinks to drop the util.
Tu tajón de spawn.
Surging into the site. Alistair posts.
Oli, tienes que ir con él, pelado. Voy.
Apex now just for the cherry on
Uy,
top.
tú no tiraste la mole, Álvaro. Te la di.
And now the round's up for debate. Sicko and Liaz partner up. Bomb is down.
Monster.
Considering a walk through the smoke, Zaiwu to facilitate. Flash pops.
Murió uno más.
Trade is there. Sicko can, but will he find the 1v2? So much time they'll partner.
Dime, gorda.
Turns the nades, takes the fight. Zaiwu. Very quick on the draw there.
Yeah, the fact from Sicko to have the heads-up maneuver to try and weasel his way in towards that smoke, change the angle was anticipated. Going to get past Zaiwu here, who's having a decent start to the game. 7 kills, 3 deaths. You got Dupree at the top of the scoreboard, and maybe that flat face was for a reason. Now you're seeing the energy in the server. 12 kills for him.
18 majors, Chad. That's a whole lot. Don't have enough fingers to count.
Oh, ese detalle vuelvo.
Man has attended every single one.
Okay, back into this cycle. The washing machine. Guns into pistols, and if they can't continue to get plants, that will be the name of the game. Flash forward, fight coming. Spinks not isolated at all. They're just going to lock this one down. Alistair finds something, but Apex is still alive. The cavalry's on its way, and they're toast. Okay, hold up.
Well,
they're in.
It's toast, but there is a bit of butter. Ah, on top. What? That is creamy, cheeky. Not another. Alistair has suddenly made a round out of this. 4 kills. And there's only one more to find. Dupree close on sight. Inns in support. Greyhound have been given a real gift here from the gifted Aussie. And Dupree perhaps overthinking this. He's heading back to A. He assumes they'll be trying to avoid him. And it's a red carpet run to get that bomb down. Inns still suspicious, understandably so, but Dupree has burrowed all the way to the other side of the map. And then still not planting.
Dupree's rotating back now. He's had time to go towards A, get into Graveyard, decide it won't be that finish, and rotate back through CT spawn to address this. This could still fall apart for Greyhound.
I don't even know who's overthinking more. 30 seconds and it's just
Pispan, el último, menos 27.
Dupree can win this round.
So many nades. You want to get that bomb down. A little bit of a hint.
Se regresaba como para Tispan, ¿eh?
Heads back to A, and now Greyhound have it right in front of them.
The pendulum swinging back and forth, but here he comes. This incendiary could be perfectly placed.
They've opted to take the fight in unison. You can see from different elevations, they will take the fight as he rounds that corner. Trying to make it as impossible for the Dane to separate isolate these 1 versus 1 duels. A miracle round out of Alistair. Started with Tech 9s. Can they finish with the rifle? It's the ace for the Aussie. And he likes that very much. Daylight robbery, a 3rd round.
That's a happy little Vegemite right there. What a round out of him. Started with on toast. Whew. Ended burnt for Vitality. Let's see this one again. So Spinks isolated. He jumps on in. This one's stylish. The hops with the headshot, and then the M4 comes out through the smoke. Takes a risk, gets the kill. That one is magic, and Zywoo, he hits the deck as well. The ace for Alistair here.
Oh man, that looks like it feels good. And this is where you got to try and hold on to your hats, folks. Looks like Vitality are pissed.
Yeah, they didn't like that one very
Connector se fueron.
Time's been rumbled. A quick play down Banana does free up a big rotation point. Zywoo's AWP now trained over towards that half wall. Dupree and Magis just have to hold on while that rotation point comes back. You can see highlighted here that they have some fantastic defensive positions on that site. They're not playing forward in towards mid, so the trade potential difficult for Greyhound. And well, time's already ticked on down. We still have a minute on the clock.
Bueno, 2 contra 1.
Shot fires off. That is actually a bucket load of information right now for Insta call with.
You can see the call's been made. Yeah, immediate pivot. Alistair's on the move. Apex. Ooh, a bit hectic on the spray. Partnered up with Spinks as well. So that B defenders have just parked the AWP and focusing their attentions here on this library side. Long flash, good one from Spinks, and the second to really secure the round. That extra firepower Spinks brings, it's apparent.
Might have to be the save call here. Still plenty of time on the clock, but have nothing to work with. Last round was a miracle. This one from a different world, as you can see them starting to back on off towards the second mid. Apex gets caught very off guard, but I think he was using himself as bait here. He will secure the fact that they are holding on to these 2 rifles, and that buy in the previous round meant that Greyhound had a little bit of extra cash to work with, so we should see them get into another buy coming forward. But here it is. This is the round starter and what was essentially the round closer because of the rotations that are freed up over towards this A site. Spinks and Apex both able to be protect the first letter of the alphabet, and that'll be it. 7-3 now.
Well, not a lot of fun for them to be having here in round 11. Might want to find a little bit of a leveling of the finances. 2 saved rifles. They did it on Tech 9s, but I don't know if you can really call upon Alistair to replicate.
No, they can buy here, right? There's enough money to get the drops out, and that's probably what they're having this second time out to discuss, exactly who's going to drop what utility we're going to have available here, and what poor Sicko is going to have to buy. So for him, it could be into a Mac 10 or something a little bit lighter here, unless I'm missing something dropped on the ground right now. And he has a bad spawn, he's at back of the pack. So if, he had a Mac 10, he might be able to operate quite swiftly up that banana, try and open things up. He has been dropped a gun from Alistair. So rifles across the board looking likely here. Yeah, so a Galil into his hand.
That works.
Yeah, and they've been able to get out a strong looking buy off the back of that save. But they cannot lose Vexite in the opening stages of that banana challenge. And Zywoo again wanting to be tricky with it.
Oh, Vexite's got his own tricks up his sleeve. Straight through, across, ahead of Apex. Perhaps they can combine. He's lost his jewel. It's a good trade back. Keeps him level in this tug of war that is banana control. Spinks currently isolated. He wants to puff up his chest, appear more than he is. And if you were to dare try and fight for this mid control, you can see the established Vitality hold, different elevations, different weaponry. You got the AWP rattling off shots on one side, Magisk up on the top rope as well, boosted onto quad.
Faking B right now, hoping for a mid-over rotation. You can see Alistair scoped up. If that barrel goes too far around the corner, there's info, and well, that's more than enough. Dropping off, gets out of dodge in time. They've at least made the threat felt. But there's 2 players on either site right now, and time 45 seconds. So Greyhound will need to make a commitment here.
And it's coming through. Counter flash from Zywoo. Spinks to try and push on the back of that. Gets nothing on his initial look. Sicko spotted. Liaz forward. Zywoo quick on the orb. Need another. Bump down.
Fast flank here from Magisk.
Very quick. Sicko doesn't really have the health for the head-to-head. Caught on the reload. Immediate pressure applied to this plant. The retake on. Like Donkey Kong. Dupree in tow. Magisk ahead though. Extended. Nicely isolated. Ins. Just the right balance and concoction of forward and reserved, and look at this. This looks rather reserved from Dupree. He's thinking it through, but not a wealth of cash to spare.
Might be another clutch next to his name falling by the wayside here. I'm not sure how he's meant to break back into this. It just looks like damage is on the agenda right now. He's got the marching orders from Apex, take as many down as you can, and they're going to navigate safely through the Ruins position towards CT spawn, and Greyhound will grab their 4th. Some impact there from game leader of Ins. Great stuff from him to get 2. That's going to get him up to 3 kills. But able to pierce that veil of top mid, right? That was the information. So they fake out B. The rotation from Zywoo comes through. They show a little bit of leg top mid, but it's the fact that they're able to trade efficiently as they enter into this B bomb site. So Greyhound did a good job in that round of keeping the defense quite split. They couldn't rotate ahead of the information. They had to respect what Greyhound was showing, and now they have to respect what is the bottom of the barrel for their cash. They force-sport into this. They've got the FAMAS, they've got the MP9, alongside a couple of M4s and an AWP. But if Greyhound win this, Vitality are broken.
It's a big if. Let's see if they can manufacture some success. You've got to get through Zywoo if you want to get into B this round. Vexite's been having a tough time in these opening duels, especially at this half wall. Trying to use that smoke, but Spinks is perfectly poised to punish.
He should have them here.
Yeah, oh, he just averts his gaze. Orb shot hit, In's lucky and limping. Finish now. Spinks again on the multi-kill and through the wall. Sours the mood further. And that's the beauty of having an Orb like Zywoo. Yeah, floating around. Set him up, and ooh, Alistair feels like he's been set up.
It has to be the same again. Okay, that was very quick. Well, they're in. Got to do with Magisk now, and he's not going to be one to rumble. Apex has fallen playing for info as well.
Alistair, there's no way. He's not ready for Magisk, and so at least through his frag onto Dupree and through Liaz's handiwork on that extension on B, he's got himself a one-on-one right now. Magisk is still on A, but it is up against none other than Mathieu Herbeau.
Hola, Ronnie.
Thinking it through.
Voy para fondo.
Presence B, Magisk will start to maneuver to lock the door behind him.
He's playing to contain, and this is really smart from Magisk here. A lot of players will just get on that flank. The fact that he threw that Molotov from the mouth of Banana tends to tell you, hey, I have a lot of wiggle room here.
Uno fondo para Divider.
He's begging him.
Now, I'm not sure what he's meant to get away with here, and running knife out into a gunfight should fall. Magisk will pick him up, and the crowd likes what they see just there. So a round where Vitality were on the brink of financial disaster. Pull it together with a nice little spring of the trap. That was tidy work over towards B. The flash forward, the setup of Spinks and Zywoo. It's nice if you're Apex to have those 2 individuals to flash forward. There's the fade. There's the flash. And here comes the fight. This was beautiful work right there. Combination, just locking Banana down. And yeah, Alistair, you're likely expecting Magisk to be towards Pid or Sight in one of those passive roles, but in that type of a round, they were just scrambling. Yeah. The round was already conceded. It was lucky that those kills were picked up and back down towards just some peppery pistols. This is direct, though, straight up the guts.
Yeah, it's a quick smoke, and so Dupree likely communicating a gap. Zywoo to try and address it. Good one on the spray through the smoke. Zywoo getting run on down, but absolutely no sweat on the brow as every shot connects. Just on the corner as well. Shattered. A quickie, Greyhound sent back to spawn. Vitality extend their lead, 9 in the bank already, and this is the opponent's pick.
Now the signs for concern for me, Vexite, who is at his first major. Right. He is a young buck. He's one for the future of Australian Counter-Strike. But he is the entry fragger, right? He is the man who needs to get in there first and open them up. And traditionally over towards Banana, he's been losing that fight. Maybe gets traded. Sure, you can give the thumbs up there, but if he can get that opening kill and then go down and be traded, it'll be whole different rounds here.
Safe to assume Vexite's seeing some things on these fights that he hasn't seen or felt before, and maybe like a double nade. Spray combines with the HE. Spinks and Apex making a very strong case for some redemption on their B holds. A very nice, delicate balance of aggression, utility, and synchronization. Dupree got him. As easy as that, it comes his way. The round disintegrates again for Greyhound.
Haven't had to do too much creative work here, Vitality, right? It's been quite standard in terms of the plays right here, and it's the little details for Greyhound, like that Molotov not being deep enough. That car molly that you throw, you want to make sure that it burns behind the car so players can't step out, right? That's the reason you throw that variation. There's lots of different ways to deal with that, but likely to see this one peter out for Greyhound now is fortifying this top mid defense. There's 3 players here. Two towards the long side. Does it go? Isolates the killer to Dupree, but the trade is there, and the final 2 will fall. Double digits secured, and Vitality looking to run away with this one.
I mean, every time we look at that team cam, you know, there is no doubt in anyone's mind that the org is looking for a winning formula. The fact we've seen Spinks come through even when things were rocking and rolling, the fact that legendary names of Astralis were willing to put Legacy up for debate on a well, I don't think anyone can really disregard as a gamble. You didn't know if it was going to work. They are looking for that top spot, and well, it hasn't all been sunshine and rainbows. As you can see, in the fact we're here at an elimination match of IEM Rio. Vitality on the ropes. In the challenger stage.
Yeah, Kassab was painting this would be great for their confidence. If they can pick up a victory here and then take that into tomorrow in the 2-2 matchup. Now Apex, this would be great for his confidence. Backs are going to be turned.
He's not a knifey boy.
He's definitely not a knifey boy, but we'll see how many he can get here. He's going to hang around. The round right now is cooked for Greyhound. You are boxed in.
Horrible sinking feeling in your stomach as he gets the kill. Oh, Liaz.
It's a bit of freedom.
Has actually solved the mystery. A blind stab in the dark, a quick dig down, second mid. Stops Apex's hijinks. We'll see that one from his perspective. Look at this, cracks his skull with a quick click. Okay, game on.
Well, Dupree's still quite forward in mid here. This flash over, Spinks spams. He doesn't even need to see his target. See it later, ins. Trying to get back to banana control, not on his watch.
Can Liaz do anything more? The answer a resounding no, Dupree. No hesitation, 2 kills, 2 seconds. In this final round of this defensive Vitality half, looking set for 11.
Has to throw his body at the line here, so the smoke to try and recover this bomb. But tag on through, and there comes the death. 11-4 is the score. Vitality with a commanding lead here. Greyhound, this is their map choice. This is an elimination game. They need to find themselves.
So this is A Identity with Vitality. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So basically, you've seen some of this like AI generated art that's been on the internet recently. It's
Yeah.
super interesting. Like you can literally just pump in Danish Counter-Strike player best in the world at pit, and it would show a picture of you, and it generates it. So let's start. We're going to basically create some original art. So let's try and choose like an art style first. Like for photography, it could be like steampunk, anime, or what's the style that we want to feed the machine?
I honestly, art and me, I mean, it's...
You and art not best friends? Yes.
I have never watched the picture.
No?
Nah.
I'll take you to there's a nice museum here. We'll go if you've got a day off.
Yeah, but I don't like it.
I'd rather be on the server.
Okay, let's go with oil painting.
Oil painting, beautiful. Yeah. Okay, so
it's classic, no?
Yeah, it does sound nice. Yeah. So like, what's the main focus? It could be, an object.
I mean, the obvious would be Counter-Strike, no?
Yeah.
That may be also a bit boring. I don't know.
What about an animal? What's your favorite animal, Lotan?
Dogs, I guess.
A dog? Or you could do like a pit bull. Pit bull's a very big, scary dog. I like those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pitbull.
Framing and lighting. So this is like what mood? Dark, wouldn't it? Like
Yeah.
if we've got like an angry pit bull.
Okay. Yeah, let's go with that. Dark mood.
Well, okay, I'm not going to say anything.
I like this one.
You like it? Okay,
Yeah,
thank
the
God.
I think it'll be good.
Where does our scene that we've created take place? Like,
has to be
where's
Rio.
what's the dog doing? Is he outdoors? Is he having a pee?
Should be in Rio.
He's okay. An oil painting of a pit bull in Rio de Janeiro. I'm interested. Yeah, I'm interested.
Yeah.
Well, Vitality, right? Little bumblebee. You see if they can throw a bumblebee in there. Catching a bumblebee. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah, just to give that Vitality twist. Whoa.
Ah, okay.
Hey.
The third one on the right now.
It's like the Brazilian flag in the background.
Yeah,
that's actually good.
He should be eating it though.
Yeah, he's gonna have a really bad time.
That's gonna be we are the bumblebee, and if we win against the Imperial tomorrow, there is the people going after us. We have
See, and you said you don't like art. Now you're interpreting art. You look at this.
Yes.
You see, it's evoking emotion in you.
Yeah, maybe.
Art is beautiful. Magis just realized it today. And that's the end of A Identity. Thank you so much, boys. Good vibes for both sides. Vitality perhaps on a bit of a higher frequency. 11 already in the bank on the Greyhound pick. It's the first of this best of 3 in elimination series. Greyhound Gaming picking up 1 win. Vitality the same, but both condemned to those elimination games here on out. It's best of 3s. We wave goodbye to one of them at the end of this series. And Vitality already in the hot seat.
They actually have the supporting cast here today, Alex. So concerning signs for Greyhound. Dupree, 17 kills to his name. You've got 14 for Spinks, 13 for Magisk, and well then we get to ZywOo at 12, and the odds have blown out even further here. Greyhound getting the pistol round in that first half, not able to convert. Could have set themselves up with a nice bed of rounds here, but have now found themselves in a whole world of hurt.
It's the ideal weapon for the job, Sicko. Dual Berettas spots out ZywOo, deletes ZywOo from the equation. A wild swing with nothing to report, and it all falls flat upon arrival. Apex double dumping Util. Inns wants to try and take one away, but the flash does completely quash any aggression he was considering. Vitality saved in the same scenario on the first pistol. Do we see the CTs give it a go?
No way,
shake of the stick. Doesn't need to. Locked in now. Inns might be trapped. He's in the fade. Can't go anywhere but forward. And so he will. Backs turn.
Corta.
Spinks tapped. Magis exposed and ahead. Deleted. If they can find Apex, it could crumble. And they have Inns high impact now.
Has to sit
on the defuse. Dupree has to be held at bay. Need to hit this shot. Inns. It's a high pressure scenario. Runs him down and round goes Dupree's way.
Oh, finally getting a clutch is Dupree. That was very close indeed. Picks it up and continues his great form here, up to 20 kills, head and shoulders above the server. And that Molotov actually worked against Vitality here. Inns just ahead of the Flames, gets himself a couple, but can't get the most important shot onto that of Dupree, and he'll pick that one up. Sitting
Monster.
The first half. Walking up a hill now. Just rolling down the other side of this mountain. 4 more rounds required, and if they win this against the Greyhound force, they should come in quite quick succession. Next map is Mirage, and the third and decider, if we do need it, is Dust 2. So it's the most normie of map pools available in today's Counter-Strike landscape. And hedging their bets are Greyhound with a 4-man A lean, but Banana is where we're investigating.
Backside. Considering his options, he's got a lot to contend with, and he does want to stay ahead of that smoke grenade. He's already been chipped away. You can see just trying desperately to stop this from happening. Apex, caution to the wind, leaps through the CT smoke and may very well have just won the round.
Yeah, identified quite easily what that type of a setup was right there. The fact that they were just hoping to keep Top Banana redeployed with smokes. Rek'Sai had another one available to his name, and then you could see how desperate he was. Like, no, if they get the info that we're not playing side, they will stroll on in, and Apex taking that big risk, pushing through the smoke. Exactly that information. So, round done and dusted. Save of these upgraded pistols is the new mission for Greyhound, and it's not that a hunt is available. Take a look at the radar in the top left. They are quite close to one another.
I mean, you definitely get a sense ZywOo in on that MAC-10. Considering his options.
Camión.
Not really attached to this SMG. He's happy to throw it into the mix. And Spinks the same. It looks like, yeah, Vitality, they want to punish the CTs here. They want to take that armor, take that sidearm away.
force those rebuys. Bomb goes in, and so do they. Into a fall. Alistair holding his first, and yeah, we will see 2 extra frags sprinkled in for good measure. Spinks twisting the knife somewhat.
Yeah, and that right there is everything really coming to a close for Greyhound, right? You keep 4 alive, you get the double dip, you get another opportunity. And right now, well, that opportunity is somewhat squandered. It will have to be almost a full eco from the 3 who fell. The other 2, well, a Deagle and a 5-7 that have to get very fortunate positioning for this to net them much. There's a nade available for Sicko here. That could be well placed and softened.
Sin salida.
How are you meant to get excited about a round like this?
Yeah, dupreeh doesn't look like he's slowing down. Just walking up top mid early, partnered up with Apex, and they'll just start their crawl. Good find into the apartments. It's close quarters. Liaz puts one into their head. Spinks will be low on that, but unfortunately for the rest of the squad, there's no one in a position to really profit. Alistair alone with a USP on A. Hopeless in this one, round 18. Already a certainty. Magis just going through the motions, and yeah, ZywOo will do the same. Now, the map pool, we discussed it. We already outlined that in order to really have any sort of kind of viable, you know, not hyperbole hope for the Greyhound boys, that it would have to start here on Inferno.
Yeah.
At this stage, hope starts to dwindle. Mirage is next.
The biggest positive is they get to start on that CT side of Mirage, but there's also the desk were a little bit quizzical seeing Mirage pick, so interested to see them explore that thought a little bit more before we do get into map number 2, but shouldn't be too much longer before we get there. The guns will be coming out for Greyhound now, but this would be quite the comeback. We need 12 rounds here to get this done in regulation, and that would be 12 consecutive rounds. So it's not impossible, just extremely unlikely.
Yeah, and I mean, the fact that dupreeh really did have his Weetabix this morning, I think...
He's been beating Australian teams at majors since I was playing. I just remembered. We played him back when it was still with Device, Zip. I think they were either called Question Mark or TSM back then. Maybe we were Vox at the time.
Right.
And we were playing them on train. It started well. We were 6-0 up. I had some great calls, and then I think we lost about 16-6. So it's quite a traditional fate here against dupreeh.
But I bet you were loud as hell when you went 6-0 up.
For the first 6, mate, improvising strats, it was working well. But yeah, after that, not so much.
He's been at it a while, but yeah, I'm sure he gets like an extra elevation into his flow state when it's like, oh, I could be out in the challenger stage. When he wakes up and has that realization, and he's got, you know, world-class talent next to him of the next generation, he's probably like, I could probably pull my socks up a little higher. And he has done, at least here on Inferno 21. Spinks and Magisk just trailing that. Get to see the guns out now for Greyhound. Let's see how much of a wall they can erect. Again, they're hunting him down. Inz has actually just been set up with a nice opener. ZywOo committing while blind, and yeah, deep banana control established. The CTs with a lot of the map territory.
It's actually a big bit of info right there if Vitality have been watching the demos, which I'm sure they have been. Matt and Zonic, the coaching staff, and well, Apex combined, should be aware that Inz is more of the flex player. They like to start with Vexite and Sicko over towards B. Inz is there to help them set up. He's actually the one who's barreled forward here. So having an idea that it was this 3-man B lane, that was quite telling with the utility that came their way, but haven't been able to pounce off the back of it. Attempting now to flush out any rats in the system who have pushed on down towards this lower part of Banana, and an exchange of flames will hold both at bay for now. There's currently 4 players over towards A, and I say that Sicko starting to rotate back, but Inz will find another through the boards. Magisk hits the deck, and the final 3 for Vitality will just have to slink up Banana together. The boost towards CT. There's one more incendiary in play over towards B. There's enough utility right now for Vitality to execute. If they trade efficiently, they can get into the site, they can get the bomb down, and they can set themselves up for a post plan.
Carpet bomb onto B. No pressure onto Sicko as of yet. Here comes the push. He actually just gives the fight through. Good dink onto dupreeh. Need a finish. Inz maintains his elevated position. Should be good for at least one here. Spinks though too fierce. Need Alistair to finish what his team has started. Quick one onto dupreeh. And now it's Apex that falls to this orb. Alistair doesn't quite get the round done. Gives Spinks a chance to fill his lungs with a new set of oxygen as 3 CTs head in his way. This has to be Greyhounds, and Liaz confirms it. And so, yeah, it got a bit sketchy there. It looked like it was supposed to be a bit of just a little putt into the hole, but it got a bit awkward.
Yeah, insert them up there on the silver platter to convert that one, but it's always so scary when you see teams playing nobody in the site right there. With CT smoke and a coffin smoke, and you're locked out. You're hoping to find those timings, and Sicko couldn't, but Alistair could on the fade.
Media hora me dijo, pa.
The bomb does go down, so another buy is well and truly available for Vitality here, maybe even 2 more. Our letter today on the main stream, we do have Furia taking on none other than Gamer Legion, and that right there is to lock one of the two in towards that legend stage. Furia, I think now are the Brazilian hope, and the crowd will be clearly barracking for them later this evening. 4 fast up second mid. This is smelling of something a little bit set, Alex, to punish that 3-man B start.
Jens is already on his way back through Speedway. Alistair forward on the AWP without the support. Liaz up in towards the boiler room. Loud Apex hasn't been heard. They will silently mantle through. So 2 slinking into Liaz's position. Big find, good trade. Alistair needs it, can't. It Spinks again. So capable of finding that second in the sequence.
And they still have so much utility right now to execute on towards A. B is still an option here as well as they just continue. Creep on forward in towards the site. Spinks has so much space, more space than he could possibly hope for here. The molly comes forward, he jumps on down. This is his kill every day of the week. He might get all 4 until Vexite chimes in. And that's going to be it. It's just Sicko who has to save. That was destined to be done as soon as those first 2 kills come in. I wonder if Alistair's barrel got spotted there as well. Look, if you are going to play in that boiler setup, it's quite telling that there will be a player close hole. So they connected those dots very quickly, did Vitality. And Sicko's gotten here towards the tail end of the apartments quite quickly as well, but we'll have to get past this AWP.
Yeah, Zai was looking the wrong side, but he never lets that flick go. 15-5. Vitality quickly remind us that this first map is just a formality at this point. An 11-4 half, very quickly wrapped on up and tied up.
At least this one didn't start with, there it is, yeah, that's the second kill, more than ready for Alistair there. You know, and at that point, he's in no man's land. If he starts to dip back and they come out of halls and he's stuck in the middle of the apartment position. So neither decision would have been a positive one, but here's the big red button, it's been hit. Round 21, 15-5, the double orbs come out. Alistair does hit the opener, but so much damage done. Alistair and In's quite low. Have to keep everybody alive in a round like this if they want any opportunity to get us to have a conversation of a comeback. Another AWP strikes.
Both of them have filled the feed, done their job, given them the way in.
They picked the right bomb site here again. Vitality looks like they wanted to head up middle. Only 2 players here. That's Alistair with his AWP and Liaz with the FAMAS in hand. Oh, actually, Zawu heading back towards the B bomb site. Now, a couple of points of logic here. You might want to look for the heads-up AWP duel against Vexite, or when you know you're against AWPs, it's quite easy to execute over, right? Those smokes we've discussed, that removes a couple of clean sight lines, and they still have 3 Molotovs available. They could really light this B bomb site up.
Just dry through. Now they know there was an AWP on B. Send Zaiwu in. Or don't even need an AWP for AWP. It's Magisk who prevails up against Vexite. A nice tag onto Spinks, but pressure applied to B as well, simultaneously. Sicko just well to post on the MP9. Zaiwu does escape with the bomb. Spinks trying to continue to find the gaps on this A-long side. 25. And the odds just seemingly 2 stacked against them.
Yeah, fair enough.
You only need 1.
And they are showing respect, right? They're not just going, all right, well, it's Zaiwu and Spinks. We can probably win this round, right? They're going, well, we need 1 more. Let's just get it done cleanly. That's fine. We can give them 6. It's not a close scoreline. Not at all. So there you go. Bit of a gimme here. Greyhound do stay alive for now, but this is one of those classic matter-of-time matchups. Or at least maps. Mirage still might tell a bit of a different story. Unfortunately, the upgrades not plentiful here for Greyhounds. Sicko did get himself an AK. Liaz retained the FAMAS. I'm sure he would have loved the Kalashnikov for himself. We're juggling some weapons across here, and understandably so, Greyhound with their last timeout to be expended. Kingfisher, the lad standing behind them. The final marching orders, trying to head down this stretch. 9 more.
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying. He's just going, right, boys, so all you need to do is just do that again 9 times.
And you can count that on both your hands.
Thank God. Unless you're not a very good woodworker.
what's the knockout blow from Vitality here? Feels like they could call whatever they'd like.
I'd be calling ZywOo go kill. You know, those
the
ones.
Classic run up banana with the AWP.
Yeah, go on. Give me one of them. He hasn't got the perfect spawn, and he's got Apex in front of him, so he's going to be charging in to throw that lovely smoke. He likes to leave a little gap on it and catch those CTs that play forward. Counter util good enough to at least delay it.
They won't be able to play for info here. His defensive smoke has negated any opportunity to try and play forward, right? They could stay towards sandbag, but they can be pop flash, they can be mollied, and it gets dangerous. So you can see a bit on their haunches here, Greyhound. And that has freed up space towards A. The Dupree with the bomb is investigating very aggressively. Look how far forward he is. That's a mouthful.
Yeah, might get a face fall. Oh no, just shy on the nade. Vexite confirms top banana still under their control. Retake smoke, likely to follow. Liaz seems aware of the possibilities. Spinks with an extinguish, so surely ringing the alarm bell now that A is under a lot of scrutiny. Vexite's rotated through. Inns as well, considering it on Speedway. And Vitality yet to commit. They have got limited resources, but you've still got ZywOo and Dupree with a full belt of utility. Whole squad gathered now. The congregation looking for action. They get it as well. Vexite got nothing done. Gets one before ZywOo Zorp finds him. Alistair trying to maintain control. One on the balcony, not expecting this. Does snap into Spinks. Apex slipped through. Looking for the AWPer now and delivers the headshot. Vitality a single frag away from taking this first map. Sicko peek through. Nice from ZywOo. And business attended to, at least here on map 1.
This is the type of Vitality we all want to see. A commanding victory against a stark underdog here. Greyhound have been sat down in map number 1. Mirage up next, but first we've got a break, then the desk. Don't go anywhere.
Are we live? How did you know?
Oh, there's a cup there, bro. What do you mean?
There's two cups. Why did you say that, Joe?
Oh, okay, I'm coming.
Bro.
Please, I'm so slow.
I mean, people vent diving is really tough.
I can't believe what happened. I really can't believe what happened.
A bag of is laying on the ground.
Because you f***ed me up, now I f***ed you up.
No, I
Bag
didn't.
no, he's taunting me.
No.
First boss one again.
Oh yes, I can see what.
When you do that.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
RIO. Oh, that's not. Is it so, okay? One taunt.
It's towards windows.
It is.
Yes.
That's so good though.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, I'm done. I can leave now, right? He will never find me.
He's not gonna find me. Take coffee for me as well.
2 cappuccino, please.
I think I'm gonna change model just to give that a chance.
Okay, I'll do that too. Oh!
But I think you're dead for sure now, Pete.
Oh, okay, I made a mistake.
Oh, I have no idea. idea, it's insane.
No, that's not possible. No, that's Dan, that's not.
No, but it's you. But I thought it was only one tap. I hit you once.
This one.
Oh yeah, it's over.
Dan, shh.
It's fine. I have time.
Are you, Emil? I hate you, Emil. I hate you, Emil. Stop, Emil.
Uh-oh. But it's so hard sometimes.
Well, we are rocking and RIOing around here, and by that I mean Vitality get off to the start that they want, a nice CT presence to really give them that sort of gumption to grab this one at the very end of the day. I welcome you back to the Intel Extreme Masters. That's hashtag IEM on your favorite social media platforms. Perhaps
Vale,
you can get
papito.
involved. Show us a few cool things, just like Vitality did here over Greyhound. To talk about those cool things, I've got two gentlemen here, and well, they've full of knowledge. They've got all the knowledge, big brains, giga brains even. We're looking at Kassad, we're looking at Mahone. Mahone, why did it look like a walk in the park for Vitality?
Honestly, I kind of felt like there was that banana fight that I talked about in the earlier, just before the game went live. And Greyhound, they went for it, and they actually got a couple openings, but it really felt like they kind of stumbled when they got that banana control. Sometimes there are times where they're trying to fake towards A and then come back towards B. Didn't quite work out. And then every time they went back towards A, Dupree was just owning them every time they tried to go towards that bracket position. So Greyhound didn't have many options here, and then when they had it, they didn't really make use of it.
Yeah, we said that they don't have like too many aggressive players on their lineup coming into the Inferno, which needs aggressive players. So I think like we saw Alistair, who is probably the most aggressive in the team, get some rounds going on, get some frags going on, but I think that was enough. It was a super comfortable win for Vitality, just what the doctor ordered, and you know I think they're going to carry that into the second map too.
Yeah, you've got to look at it and you think for Greyhound, you know, and Vitality, one of these teams is definitely not like the other, Mahone.
Yeah, Vitality is easily the clear favorite here, especially when you got Zywoo, Spinks, and then Magis and Dupree, two former major winners as well. Greyhound are just on a much lower level, and I think this was basically the expected result, and it's good to see that Vitality, this was a very clean win, and that's exactly what we wanted here.
Yes, that was a like a couple of mistakes here and there, didn't really cost them too much, and I saw one of the like a kind of critical mistake in the round on the CT side where Vitality lost an opening pick, and they won the round after that. Just
¿Cómo va Vitality y Greyhound? Ya va a empezar y
I'm trying to explain here just for the people watching there. We have three people in banana, so that's a usual.
Pene, sí,
And I
pene.
think Vitality knows that playing this kind of setup where one CT is at coils and one is in sandbags is super good when you're facing against a defensive-minded defaults, right? When you're playing against three
Y el pick era de
super
Greyhound, creo.
aggressive that are going to throw utility for you, either you're going to get 1-for-1, which is not that good for the CT side, or you're going to die like Apex died from multiple mollies and nades.
Sí, a ver el Beto.
Team on the T
¿Qué
side, like
picaron?
let's say FaZe or
No, Greyhound Picket Inferno.
loses that round 9 out of 10 times.
Vitality Picket
That's
Mirage.
exactly that round that I was talking about, where they got that banana control, and then they just kind of knew, okay, there's only one guy on the site, and then they just waited, tried to set up the fake towards A, and then by the time they actually hit B, the rotation was already there. So just Greyhound just not able to kind of capitalize on those mistakes that I was talking about earlier.
So the people that were looking for Dupree to have stats, where are they at now, guys?
I mean, yes, but you need to think like, who is he playing against at this moment?
True.
Is it super organized team? Is it somebody who can actually threaten them in any kind of aspect of the game? Yes, Dupree is here, and he needs to deliver this against everyone, right? So I'm not going to take that away from him, but I'm not just going to give them too much, of a credit. Yeah, they won the first map convincingly. That's fine. You need another one, and then you have a massive game tomorrow.
Yeah, massive games all the way through for either of the teams that go through and win this one. You think about the gravity of the situation that we have at hand, which again, I have to reiterate, is elimination. Vitality, barring some sort of craziness right here, should be able to move past Greyhound and knock them out now.
they looked pretty comfortable here. Even Dupree there, he was willing to kind of stand his ground, hold his angles, and just understand that Greyhound, their utility usage just wasn't that good towards that brackets position. He's able to capitalize on every single angle and just understand that, you know, for these players who are coming out, the spacing's not going to be perfect, the utility's not going to be there. He was able to punish it, and I think more than just giving him credit for the stat line, I think this does well for his confidence as well as the confidence for the rest of the team, because it wasn't just him, the other people showed up too.
But how, this is what I don't understand. Like, you have one event to prepare for. You have all these tools available on internet, on YouTube, everywhere. You can work on your spacing, on your pathing, on your utility every single day, and you make a strong map like Inferno for yourself, and you don't make these type of mistakes. So this is what I don't really approve or understand. You know, I just want people to work more on that, and I think that's a responsibility for a coach in the IGL, but mostly for a coach. So something to work on, I guess.
Taking it to the refinery almost.
It's one thing as well where it's one thing to kind of put it in theory, but it's also very difficult to put it in practice too. Trying to get players on the same page all the time at every single moment, especially when the pressure is on, it's a very difficult thing to do. But as Kassan mentioned, you know, you got to have the discipline from your coach, IGL, to make sure that these things are always in place.
You want to compete at the major, that's what you have to do. Yeah. Otherwise, you just go back and play in your region and don't come here. All these tools available on internet.
Yes, that you heard it right there from Kassan. Don't come here if you can't play the game. What we are going to do is kind of look a little bit at Mirage. It's Vitality's pick, obviously in the driver's seat of this entire matchup as it is at hand. You have to take those things into consideration with Vitality and Greyhound, that being one aspect of the Intel Extreme Masters Rio. But again, there's a B stream. What's going on over there?
Love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Voy.
Vitality on their last lifeline as they find themselves in an elimination game up against Greyhound. It is map 2 and they are 1 to the good. Greyhound down in the dumps, 1 map away from elimination here at the IEM Rio Major. It's top 3 team Vitality, but they are truly on their last life. It's do or die from here on out. Greyhound standing in their way. They're heading into their map pick, and I'm joined by Chad Sponge Birchill, an Aussie himself, but an Aussie without too much hope for his domestic boys.
It's realistic, right? You're going up against a team like Vitality, who have recently joined the conversation alongside the likes of FaZe and Na'Vi, and maybe even Liquid, if you want to be generous, as the top teams in the world coming into this event. And to see them down here in this 1-2 column, one
is
series
uncommon.
away. Yeah, precisely, right? So they found their sea legs. Dupree's definitely in the server today, so is Spinks, and we get this one underway with a B lean out of Greyhound. 3 defenders set their sights on locking down, while the rest of Vitality are actually whirring towards A. 3 members setting their crosshairs towards Palace and a ramp, respectively. Apex late through the underpass, and Zywoo top mid in case there's any pushes. Now, Apex has the utility. From this position, he could throw out an awful lot of nades. He could smoke off, connect the molly window, and try and sell this as a B fake.
Exactly what he's doing. Mid-U info completely denied, and if you've stacked B, you're starting to lick your lips. You're thinking, I've got this right. Sicko saying nothing here, lads. Nothing is being shown. It's about to change, though. Spinks slipping through as Sicko's even rotating off. Apex, he's called a great pistol here.
Zawu's in the power position now. This round is going to be very, very difficult for Greyhound to get back into if this bomb goes down.
I mean, at least Sicko stuck around. He certainly going to have a lot on his plate and a hard fight to take. Big one out of Zywoo. That power position pays off as Ins and that short rotation cancelled. Bomb will be planted. They are starting to scarf her over through CT, but the headshots are being hit. Magisk on that P250. Long range up in the Palace elevation. One back. Apex caught off on his flank. Still a kiss, still a smoke, still some hope, but the frag's likely to go Dupree's way. Ready and supported. Alistair there on the kit, tagged up and losing life and losing limbs. Liaz, all to do. Too many bodies and not enough seconds. A nice click though, 2 to find. He does recover the smoke in the kit, but that's the end of that. Vitality continue their winning streak.
You think about the chessboard of this map and the positions that were just taken there from Vitality. They had full window and jungle control. They had short control, which meant that the bomb could always go down open. And the rotation points for Greyhound were either finding a timing to go all the way through T-spawn, you wouldn't have been there to deny that plant, or get through this death funnel where you see Vexite's head get absolutely blown off. So it was really well put together, that pistol round from Vitality. Simple stuff. They had their waypoints, their little checkpoints that they needed to get to before that A attack could be secured. And a force for Greyhound, and M4 gifted for Vexite here. That's been dropped by Liaz. So a gift in the hands and some impact required, but nobody overstepping the mark in middle right now. It's Sicko and Alistair to defend on A. Vexite will be able to chip in if the signal comes soon.
Yeah, and if Sicko does mantle up and have a glance at Palace, oh, big frag to find. Vexite does draw blood for Greyhound's force fight. Sicko dancing around with a 5-7, 2 from the pistol, and Liaz chips another into the ring. Apex is left alone. They can run him down, but of course, hesitant, under-equipped. Now being hunted down, Apex will fall, and Greyhound respond with a force buy conversion. Nearly everyone contributing. It's the double out of Sicko, the exception. And it's a powerful position on those force buys.
Yeah, that's a great round for them to put together here. Look, it's pretty flashy for Sicko to turn around and catch them both coming down the fireman pole of the ladder. That looked ugly. And then this final kill into Apex, he has to leap into the jaws of 3 and some upgrades to be scooped here. So a little tech issue call, just a mic problem on the Greyhound side of things. We'll get that one ironed out before we get this back underway. But if you remember how map number 1 kicked off, Greyhound won the pistol and then lost the force buy. So they're doing their best Vitality cosplay here in the early stages.
Just talking it out. Crowd starting to fill out. Probably have their calendar reminder set for the next game. Live from the arena, we will get to see Furia taking to the stage, Brazilian Hope. And now setting its sights on them. And up against Gamer Legion, I mean, the discussion to be had, mate, that should be a bit of a banger, no? In terms of level teams?
As long as Gamer Legion doesn't have an off date like they did yesterday, which is what the succinct tweets that the gentleman put out after their loss to Bad News Eagles, who booked their ticket to the Legend stage in consecutive majors. It was a 0-2. You and I were covering that one, and Gamer Legion looked a little bit out of sorts.
Oh, different, definitely.
Yeah, 16-9, 16-7 on Ancient and Mirage, respectively. And nobody really hitting the ground running. If you take a look at the spread of the frags, you had at the top end 30 kills for Shui, and at the low end 27 kills for the likes of Kiels and Acor. So you can see that it was everybody. It's not like there was, you know, a couple of stars and one individual was missing. It was, as a team, they weren't able to find that form that has gotten them this far. But it's going to be a long fall if they're unable to convert today's matchup or tomorrow's, because they started this so strong. They found themselves in that 2-0 column. But Furia, indeed, they will have the crowd buff. They will definitely have the support of everybody out here in Rio de Janeiro. And their road, it's been slightly rocky. A loss to Big in overtime on Vertigo. A win against 0-0 Nation on Mirage. And then they toppled OG on Overpass in overtime as well to get them into, well, their first best of 3s.
Yeah, evidence, though, that they can shake off a nasty loss. You know, we saw Drop in the interview afterwards when asked and questioned about Big. He just said, I can't keep thinking about it. It's not something, it doesn't pay me or benefit me to keep thinking about that, what could have been. So focusing on what they can, and that's, of course, Gamer Legion best of 3 coming through later on today.
And Fury are the heavy favorites. Don't get this wrong, right? We know that Gamer Legion have had their surge of popularity based off the type of Counter-Strike they've been playing. A lot to be said about Shui, Acor, and Co. But Furia are the favorite going into that matchup, but I think the way that Furia play Counter-Strike, collide that with Gamer Legion's approach, we could get a fiery affair. We did say the same thing about Bad News Eagles yesterday, and it didn't pan out that way, however.
Yeah, and if you want to keep tabs, of course, on how the next day of play will look as well, don't forget that the loser of that Gamer Legion Furia will be joining the winner of this one in that 2 wins, 2 losses, best of 3, last chance saloon for Legends. And we're back in tech issues resolved. Map 2 of this affair continues. If you did just tune in, what you may have missed prior to that was a successful second round force from the CTs of Greyhound. Vitality the ones humbled down due to the deco. Armor, Desert Eagle certainly packs a punch. These hand cannons, lethal to the head at any range.
Well placed. Just going to hold them at bay for now. No damage done, but slows this crawl forward. And on the fade of that smoke, Vexite, I'm not sure if you want to brave the jiggles. Oh, is that a missed throw here? That'll be a tidy way to find some legs.
Fix now. Frag on the top of it. Apex trying to find a gap. Vexite will punish. It's Zywoo's dig, one to be feared. Magisk having issues. It's Vexite. Good frags from him. 3 in this round on that Galil. Sends Vitality's hopes into tailspin. It is just the 2 of them. And yeah, best case scenario, Zywoo's hitting a banger and getting a bomb down, but looks set for conversion.
Yeah, that was the case as soon as this round kicked off with the type of buy. Because it wasn't utility heavy, it was mainly into those Deagles. Name of the game was hitting some bangers. And now they've just been mashed.
Oh, I like that one.
And now they're giving the respect that is required here. They don't need to stand forward for the fights. They have a 2-man advantage. Zywoo is just looking for a plant here. Now, if Liaz gets drawn away, That takes a bullet to the back of the dome. And then 4 scooped up, we could have a conversation. But if he just goes down here to Liaz, we'll call it 2-1.
He's a hyper-aware player, but this time caught unawares. Liaz just sweeps through. Sweeps away ZywOo, and yeah, 4 left alive, that's the dream. When the battle for 4-spy supremacy is had now, I think they get a little moment of humility.
Yeah, this is the respite that they're looking for. Should be the easiest round of play for Greyhound so far across the 2 maps. A full eco. Not even a flash invested in here to try and enable a bit of an explosion onto either side. This might be the type of round where we do just see Vitality sit back and chill. Classic French tactical timeout. And also in modern Counter-Strike, with how the details have been refined, we're constantly talking about baiting out this CT utility, forcing them to reinvest, not just running into that wall and being slaughtered here. And if somebody does push, and the little beehive of Glocks finds a kill, that's damage done in itself. So in rounds like this, baiting utility, that's at the top of the list. The second, a kill, not too bad. And if you can get a plant, it's going to get the big thumbs up. As you can see here, they are just chilling very, very passive across the map. The B-Stream game going on as well. And it wasn't a 16-0 Outsiders versus Fnatic. Fnatic did manage to grab 1 round there. That is going to be a bit of a rough one as they move into map number 2. That is not an elimination game. That one is another 2-1 matchup. Winner of that will be qualifying into the Legend stage. And here we go. Maybe we get a fight. Only took a minute.
Yeah, well, he filled it beautifully, and I was just alarmed at that Outsiders Fnatic result. Looks like they're definitely still as resilient as ever, if not volatile.
I think Outsiders, this new version, I know it doesn't have Yakinda in it, right, which was one of the highlights. There you go, there's a kill. Backside goes down. So they just need to make sure they fall before time here. Getting a little bit whiffy. It's all right, he's very low. CZ75 comes out. Inns will finish things off. Yeah, I like Outsiders. I like watching them play. I think that they've got a little bit more diversity in the way they approach the game. I know that not everybody loves the Jame time, but you understand why he does it, and they have some very explosive members, either residual like the Kick It and Flit editions, or the new boys Norbert and Fame. You can get excited about all of those names.
Yeah, and the reason to be excited about it is the fact that it makes sense, you know, in terms of all of the different decisions you can make in this complex, beautiful game. Outsiders to have as many opportunities as possible to succeed. dupreeh taking an opportunity right now to try his luck, and Vexite wins his duel. This is an integral winning condition for the Aussies. He needs to get away, sprayed on down, trade is good. Alistair's bummed, no hope here, 4 HP, staring at the bricks, inspecting the cement. What do we call the little grout between bricks?
Grout.
Oh. I'd say
that's more for tiling, so yeah. You probably were right on cement. You probably hit the nail on the head right there.
I haven't done much brickwork. I didn't know maybe there was a specific term.
We need Harry the house renovator out here, don't we?
Yeah, he'd know, he would.
But this one here, 3-on-3, still an interesting round ahead. That AWP of Alistair didn't get to do anything in the underpass position. Could be found as this round progresses, but I think they're going to park ZywOo over towards the chair Delpan position in mid. Magisk in through Palace, and Spinks looking to join him here. There is a gap, an open avenue on towards this A site for now. Sicko will be tasked with walking down mid. Inns rotating around to Ticket, and well, here comes ZywOo. Walks in, does it to the corner, but Sicko whiffs.
Ah, it's that position I was about to say. Sicko, he backed his aim. He backed himself into a corner.
Round over.
And the round just falls apart. In a 3-on-3, he's going for a head-to-head duel, and he catches ZywOo unawares. Everything pointing towards that being a frag his way, and a tart of his tongue, I'm sure, as the round, follows.
Liaz is looking for this AWP that went down towards underpass. Should still be there. I think ZywOo is also aware of this prospect, and they know that Liaz is the B defender. So on high alert right now are Vitality. Immediately sending Greyhound back into losing ways with these rifles in the reinvest. But yeah, this was the kill on poor Alistair. You can see he was trying to bait a couple of shots, but he had the AWP. You're not going to bait a whole lot. The AK's got 30.
We have seen an upswing and an uptick in teams viably or regularly contesting that underpass early on CT.
Yeah, it's always curious for me, was that the intention, or did he miss the jump trying to go towards the top rope in mid there? That's always a bit of a chit chat. That AWP was not recovered. But that's the thing, you're committed to that position, right? The way back is to fight through middle, and you need all of your teammates to throw suppressive utility or try and help you out in that regard. And Well, that didn't happen. So a great round there from Vitality. Draw this back to a one-round game, and they already put Greyhound in a precarious position. If it starts like that and they find a 3v3, as we do see the vent not broken, they're happy to forego mid here. That is very telling. Mid control garnered, Dupree, Magix, and Zywoo. Creep-on now, announced. There was plenty of util behind that, and burning. Alistair, careful now.
He sees something, yeah, knocks the elbow off of Spinks. Right to the funny bone.
But they know where the AWP is, so the reposition immediately here. Apex has made the call for Zywoo at least to start tracking back to his key spawn. Be worried about a palace push or an A-ramp push. They haven't been holding on to that, but the next man up to the action will be Dupree.
He's got so much room here. A suspicious amount. And he does just recede. Apex calling the shots now. Trying to get his pawns in the right place. Part of that is Magis denying info through window. The Flames will deny. No one home. Vexite is through ladder room. Alistair responsible for B in unison with Liaz short side. A, he's definitely the less guarded of the two.
Remember, the vent's not broken. Or neither vent broken here, so sound cues available on both sides of the server. And they do want to... One player, that'll be Spinks on the low HP, mounted. Vex, your barrel's going to be spotted here, young gun, and he's gone.
He wanted info, and he gets hot lead instead. Spinks still low, operating after Alistair's shot. Does get finished off now. Liaz on hot pursuit.
Way too quick.
Way too quick. Magis gets a complete freebie, and the rest tumbles down unless Alistair can hold on to the round. He's got ins with him. Smoke to facilitate aggression. He's not able to deny. Oh, he's got the element of surprise, though. Oh, lets it go. Zywoo low. Alistair trying his luck. Oh, the no-scope! Suddenly it's doable! Not ready for stairs, takes the fight, Magisk saves their bacon.
Oh, close for a moment, wasn't it? But a couple of assumptions being made there from Greyhound. It looked like they had the better of that situation throughout. Vexite creeping forward, not ready for that maneuver whatsoever because he was up in the vent room the majority of the time, and then just as he starts to look for some info, that boost comes through, he gets punished. That no-scope was gnarly, but Magis just punishes and secures the one-on-one.
I mean, there's a very viable probability that AWP is posted on your stairs peak. Magis just takes it bravely. Now we've got some pistols. Running down Zywoo would be big, especially with the bomb, if they can get it cleanly. Zywoo's still kicking, still screaming. He will go down with the chip, but they run him down. Dupree here to sweep him under the rug. It's exciting for the Eco to have the AWP miss his first shot and a chance to perhaps, you know, get some weaponry in your hands, but yeah, Dupree just too wise.
Zywoo understood the situation there very well. I will take you with me. I will die here, but you were coming into the grave with me, and that is how Greyhound followed. Those Flames making things extremely difficult to get past, and a timeout called. Now, I do respect when Greyhound are taking these timeouts. They're not going into the next gun round, just going, hey, let's just play another round. They want to have a conversation, because this is do or die for them. One map against them. It would need to convert here to take us to Dust 2 as the third to keep their life at IEM RIO flickering, and right now it is fluttering. That flame almost gone. That's the thing, there will be the fourth team eliminated here in the Challenger stage. We lost Imperial and 00 Nation. IHC fell to OG earlier in the day, and well, Greyhound, the likely sacrifice required to keep these major legends alive on the Vitality side of the server, as well as Zywoo, one of the best to ever do it.
He's going to try and do it in mid right now. A bit of aggression. Vexite catches the nade. Oh, double to the gut. 26 points of health. That will take his, well, the pep out of his step. This is different. Reaction from Liaz, sound. Nade damage back, Vexite summoned. But that was all he wanted. That was all his master plan decreed, was just to show some presence.
It's crazy to me right now. If you look at the radar, there's nobody tending A at all for Vitality. If they pushed Palace or they pushed A ramp, they would have all the room in the world. It's 3 to 4 players in this mid corridor right now, and Spinks who's just watching the B push. So there's so much space available for Greyhound, but they're not going to risk the waters. They're just going to sit back in this CT stance. Alistair close towards the A-ramp, insta-deal with jungle window connector with Sicko's crossfire, and Vexite hiding over towards B with Liaz, but so much space is taken from Vitality here, and now they boost the AWP up short.
Oh, it feels like a full noose has been established. Greyhound just trying to keep their neck tight and tucked. It's Vexite down, Liaz one, and it's done. B-side open for business. Dupree's got the dreamiest of flanks, and it may not even become necessarily
you can hear them saving already.
A flank, as a hunt. You're not ready for this if you're Sicko, right? Crosshair's going to be anywhere else. Quick tap, body drop. Dupree hasn't really let off the gas since he started over on Inferno. 2 CTs given the privilege of bringing their weapon through to the next, but this will be Vitality extending their T-side lead.
Well, that's, I guess, a kindness from Vitality in a way. Right, there's two different framings on this. One is the massive underdog of Greyhound in a matchup like this. It's one of the teams who are in the conversation to take the major here. And the other is, well, exactly that, a squad with names, household names. So in Apex, we've been here from, well, the beginning of the Vitality project. We've got some major winners in the server as well, with Dupree, Magisk, and Apex combined. Spinks brought in to be the final piece of this puzzle, replacing Masuda a little bit earlier in the year.